Oh, I see there is no energy in the room. So, Vikas sir will add the energy to it. So I, on behalf of the managing committee, welcome you all for this half-day seminar on AS 200, overall objectives of independent auditor and conduct of the audit in accordance with the standards on auditing. I request Chairman to welcome the speaker, escort him, and present the floor routine. Members, I have a privilege to introduce the speaker, CA Vikas Oswal. He is a FCA, ACS and DISA. Vikas is a practicing chartered accountant, he is a company secretary and holds PI DISA qualification. He has been in practice for the last 2 decades. His main areas of expertise would be auditing, taxation and company law matters. He is currently teaching auditing for CA students across India. He has published books on auditing for students for final years and CA intermediate courses. He has presented many papers on auditing accounting standards in many reputed forums across India. He has conducted workshops on auditing standards, corporate governance, accounting standards and internal auditing. We present before you our own member and a well-known speaker, Mr. C. Vikas Oswal. Sir, that's it.
Very good evening, members. Very good evening to all of you. First of all, congratulations to the current committee headed by Manjunath sir actually here, who has taken over the Bangalore branch. I congratulate them actually, Tupat sir, Kavita madam and all the members actually congratulate. So now coming to this SC 200, first thing we have to ask that this is the first standard on auditing in our entire auditing curriculum, and I went up to choose this standard to speak because I'm not crazy. You should speak about SA 600, which is a amendment standard which is come there using the work of another auditor. Can you not take up SA 705, which is a modification to independent auditor's report? Can you not take up SA 315, which talks about identifying and assessing risk of material misstatement? When I started taking the orders of NAFRA, almost 90% of the orders of NAFRA, they said there's a non-compliance of SA 200. There's a complete non-compliance of SA 200. That is what is happening actually. Complete non-compliance. So are we neglecting SA 200? Are we not considering SA 200? SA 200 being a very basic standard, but we are just having an oversight over the SA 200. So that is why after going through the orders of NAFRA, where not only the engagement partner is convicted, but also the engagement quality control reviewer also is being convicted. So now the matter is very serious, and as we go forward, audit is going to become cumbersome. Is audit as an investigation, but we have to start thinking like an investigation only. Then only the things will fall in line. They say you are not having competence. You are not able to do audit in a proper manner. So somewhere we have to counter the lawmakers that we are doing audit as per the standards on auditing. And the mother of all the standards on auditing is SA 200. So let us go back and revisit the basics. Let us go back and see that what we are doing, what we are not doing, why it is so wrong. That is why I chose this standard. So having said that, first of all, as the standard indicates that it talks about the overall objectives of the independent auditor. What is our objective as an auditor? Our objective as an auditor is to express opinion on the financial statement. Unmodified opinion, modified opinion, unqualified, qualified, adverse disclaimer. Recently, NAFRA raised a question on an auditor that why you did not give an adverse opinion. You gave a qualified opinion. Why you did not give an adverse opinion? It was a shocking thing. Now they are also questioning your opinion type. Why this opinion is given in this manner? If you don't comply the standards on auditing, it will become a challenging task altogether. What precautions we should take, how we should ensure that these check and balances are maintained, and how we ensure that we are doing audit to satisfy the requirement of the community. Ultimately, the lawmaker feels that auditor is not applying the standards on auditing. So that is why. So now, first of all, this standard, it talks about the overall responsibilities of the auditor. What is the responsibility of the auditor? As I highlighted that the main responsibility of the auditor is to express opinion on the financial statement. That whether the financial statements are prepared as per the applicable financial reporting framework. When I say applicable financial reporting framework means whether the financial statements are prepared as per the accounting standard, it could be the accounting standard or it could be the Ind AS. So are they complying with that requirement? That is the first and the most important requirement in the auditing. Then further, what is the nature and the scope of auditing here? What are we going to check? What are we going to examine is what we have to highlight. And we have to establish the compliance with all these standards on auditing. So we have standard SA 200 and it goes to till SA 720. These are the standards on auditing. So there are other standards like say 800 series standards. So we have to comply each and every standards. Are we maintaining documentation as per SA 230? Are we planning the audit as per SA 300? Are we determining the materiality as per SA 320? Are we collecting the evidence as per SA 500? So every standard has to be complied at all aspects. Now coming to the one scenario I would like to highlight actually, look at these numbers. Look at the numbers actually, 23-24 you have turnover 50 crores, expenses 40 crores, profit, and then turnover in 24-25 is 60 crores, expenses 47 crores, profit is 13 crores. Now is this anything abnormal here? Is there anything abnormal here? When you look at the number, is it acceptable or not acceptable is my question. Is it acceptable or not acceptable? How many members think, okay, just raise your hand. How many people think it is acceptable? These numbers looks acceptable in nature. It's okay. It is acceptable in nature. Why do you say it's acceptable? This Mike, can we have Mike actually? Shiva? Just a second.
So year on year there will be increase of turnover, and when you look at the GP or LP, it will be obviously similar.
Okay. So almost it is similar, correct?
Yeah.
Almost it is same actually. So yeah, it's acceptable. Anybody else come on? Is it acceptable? Yes. How many members say it's acceptable? It's okay. Again, I would like people raise hand. Actually acceptable. Yes. Would like to take the mic? Yeah. Go ahead. Yes. Yeah. Go ahead. Please go ahead. Go ahead. This is our forum. We'll talk. Yeah. Go ahead.
There is 20% increase in turnover.
Excellent. Very good. You also calculate the percentage. Yeah.
But when it comes to profit, it is slight difference.
Slight difference. So is it acceptable?
Acceptable.
Acceptable. Fine. Very good. Acceptable. Now look at the next number. Now is this acceptable? Is this acceptable? The next number. All the members, I want you to analyze. Is this acceptable? How many of you say these numbers are looking odd, it is abnormal, not acceptable? Can you raise your hand, come on? Raise your hand. Not acceptable, come on, not acceptable. Yes, it's not acceptable. Yes, sir. Mike, here actually, here, Mike. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, this. You go ahead, go. Yeah.
Yeah, there is a variation in the turnover as well as profit. There is a huge profit this one.
Correct.
It is not acceptable.
Acceptable. Just now we are applying an audit procedure as analytical procedures whereby we are analyzing the numbers. Can you pass on the mic behind also? Yes. Go ahead. Please go ahead.
There is a 4 times increase in turnover, but whereas in expense, there is not, the trend has not been followed with the same manner.
Correct. There is a high possibility that there could be a sale of what you can say, a immovable property which may be sitting in the turnover, we never know. Or there may be a capital receipt which may be shown in a turnover. Now, not applying analytical procedure is also what you can say non-compliance. They say, boss, are you doing audit as per standards on auditing? Are we conducting the audit as per SA? This is what they are trying to highlight here. Good, great. Let us come to the scenario 2 actually here. During the audit of a company claims to have 1,200 crore in bank deposits. Members, dear members, actually respectful members, what we will do actually here, what we will do, come on, raise your hand, anybody raise your hand actually here, what we will do, that's okay, we have 1,200 crores, the company claims they have bank deposit, what we will do actually, yes, ma'am, yes, go ahead, pass on the mic, yes. Here, go ahead. What we will do actually here, company claims to have 1,200 crore in bank deposits, yes.
Obtain confirmation from the bank.
Obtain
Confirmation from the bank.
Obtain confirmation from the bank actually, correct? We have to obtain the confirmation from the bank. So now the next step is what? The promoter arranged all the confirmation for the deposits. The promoter of the company, he arranged all the confirmation for the deposits. What will you do, sir? In this case, what will you do? Now, is this acceptable? Can we accept this? Yes or no? No? Why sir? Why no?
Source for the
Source
for the deposit.
Source for the deposit. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead. Yes. Mike. Yes. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
direct communication from the bank to the auditor.
Direct communication of the
Bank to the auditor.
bank to the auditor. Correct.
That will be accepted.
We have to obtain confirmation directly from the bank. Yes, this is a failure of the procedures. Even if you ask the owner of the company, the client of the company, you arrange the confirmation from me, that is also a non-compliance of procedure, because external confirmation SA 505 highlights that are you obtaining the confirmation directly from the third party? Who are these third party? The debtors, the creditors, the bankers, the lenders, the borrowers. Are we calling them and getting the confirmation? Are we applying the procedures? At one stage, NAFRA finds or any lawmaker finds that okay, we have not done the procedure. What will happen? It's a non-compliance of standards and auditing. That is the thing actually here. Now, in one case, the company, the CEO of the company is not ready to share the address, email ID of the say suppliers. What shall we do? Come on, what shall we do actually here? I repeat the question. The CEO of the company does not want to share the address and email ID of the supplier. Now, in such case, what should we do actually here? Of course, you have a normal address available there, but whom to contact exactly, who is the person who will provide the details? That detail they are not providing. Now, as an auditor, what will you do? As an auditor, what will you do? Yes, go ahead. What it is? As an auditor, what we will do?
Qualified.
Yes?
Qualified.
Qualify. On what basis, sir? What basis will qualify?
We have not received the balance confirmation.
We'll qualify the report, yes. Or can we say it's a limitation on our work? Can we treat this as a limitation on the work? And as sir said, can we qualify the report? Yes, we have to do that. We have to take a step. One young CA, he came and told me, sir, we have to protect all the clients. I said, shut up. First we have to protect ourselves actually here. Please start understanding that it is you who are important, and then think of the client actually here. What is right? What is a straight line? What is correct? Think straight and talk straight. That is what the world has now come into. That's the thing here. So if you are not applying the procedures, then they'll ask, okay, what steps have you taken? Have you contacted the client? Yes, I sent an email. Show me the email. Then what happened? Did they share the address with you? Yes, you show the mail. Yes, these are the address of the supplier they have shown. Okay, did you draft a confirmation request? Yes, I have drafted the confirmation request. I have sent the email, and this is the proof of it. Every step and every procedures can be scrutinized by the lawmaker. Okay, so that is the thing actually. Yes, of course, this is completely wrong that you have to obtain confirmation on all the items. that too, it has to be obtained directly. Now, the audit of financial statement is basically to enhance the confidence of the user of the financial statement. The bankers, the suppliers, the customer. Is it an audited financial statement? The first thing when they apply for a loan or something, they say we want the seal and signature of the auditor. Where is the UDIN? Where is the UDIN actually here? Now, UDIN also what happens is, sometimes all the time we can't blame the auditor. In one case what has happened, the auditor has certified the turnover. In UDIN he has generated the UDIN for like turnover of 2 crores. But what has happened? while submitting to the bank for the loan, the client has changed the number to say 4 crores. When the bank cross-checked with the UDIN, it came to 2 crores. So all the time you can't blame the auditor. It was a clear-cut manipulation change done by the client. Actually, UDIN is one of the greatest steps taken by the CA Institute. I mean, they are protecting our signatures like anything. It is really great that Institute is going to this ahead. See, I was in Chennai in 2015 when CBI Karnataka, they called me. Oswal said, where are you? I said, I'm in Chennai. No, you please come. And when they said, you have to come, all my heart, kidney, lungs came in my mouth actually. Why CBI Karnataka is calling me actually? This same here, HMT Bhavan, we have HMT Bhavan, what is it, circle? Makery Circle, yes, Makery Circle. They are calling, oh my God, I'm sweating from all direction. It's such a cool season, November season, then I'm sweating. What has happened? Because what happens, my dear soldier, sometimes the time is not good. You're walking on the footpath, the car will come on the footpath and hit you. Sri Ramachandra, you never know when the time may go wrong. I went there and they are showing me a certificate. Some bank has given a loan to some borrower. Okay, loan is given, fine. Why am I involved here? They showed me the certificate. The certificate contains some certification is given on some numbers. On the top, they have written some firm name. At the bottom, they have written my firm address and my mobile number. I was shocked. I said, this is not my firm at all. This address is not matching. So I became a target of what you can say identity theft. It was a clear-cut case of identity theft. Somebody from outside taken a picture and he has attacked. Say for example, somebody's head on my body. It's like that. I said, sir, this is not mine actually. I had called my manager. He was also accompanying me and we were talking. Sir, same thing has happened to another 25 CA in Bangalore. What to do? Appa, thank you very much actually. I thought I was all alone. But now later it realized that almost everybody has become a target. This was the situation. One accountant was asking me, sir, your signature, digital signature is made by somebody else. So all these things were causing the concern. It was really a great concern. Every CA sitting here is having a success story. How hard he has worked hard actually to become a CA. How much negativity he has faced actually to become a CA. It's not easy to become a CA. Everybody has a story of a hero. But now what has happened when suddenly somebody is misusing your signature, and UDIN is one great thing which has happened to us. So Institute is doing its bit actually here. We have to do our bit to save ourselves. That's the thing actually here. So now, expression of auditor's opinion. Opinion means what? There are two types of opinion: unmodified opinion and modified opinion. And further, audit should be conducted under ethical requirement. Ethics, we have to follow ethics. Now what is ethics, my dear soldiers? Ethics is what, like say you have integrity. First one is the integrity. Integrity means what actually here, that for example say, are we straightforward, are we honest, are we sincere? That is what is integrity. So I told my article that he was doing audit of a company and he found some 14 issues he found in the company. I said, please go and talk to the client. Please discuss with the client. 14 issues are there. He went, he came back, he did not discuss the issue with the client. I said, what happened? Sir, he's such a big person. Big person means what? Sir, I am not able to talk to him. Many of the cases what happened, the articles are not able to talk for some reason. Sir, he may cancel the audit or he may do something. I don't know what he will do, but at least you talk in a very polite manner. Politeness, show respect to the person. Don't say, hey, oh, like that. Talk with a lot of respect. That's what I want from you. That's it. Because politeness carries you forward. And you should open your mouth. Open your mouth. That's very important. Talk and tell. But in a polite manner, tell, sir, Lodi, these are the 14 issues. Depreciation is not properly charged. Sales is recorded twice. Our purchases is omitted. You have to start talking. He went back again and he spoke to the director and he came back. Almost 10 issues got resolved. When he came back and he told that, sir, only 4 issues are pending, his confidence went up like anything. So that is what is straightforward. Straightforward does not mean that you shout over the top of the voice. You can convey the thing in a very subtle manner. See, these are the issues. Please rectify that. That is nothing but what about the integrity. So are we conducting the audit in a ethical manner, ethical requirement? That is what is integrity. That's the thing actually here. So integrity, you can again take it into 2 ways actually here. high level of integrity and a low level of integrity. Now, what is this high level integrity, low level integrity? I was in Kaban Park and my wife and child, we had gone there, and I was bringing popcorn. So while I was bringing popcorn, so I saw one man is hitting his wife. Tapa, 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 is hitting his wife. I said, what is this? This is wrong. This is not correct. So his behavior is unacceptable. But my wife, she went there, she shouted on that person, she said that what you're doing is wrong. Hey, she's my wife, I will do whatever I want. First she's a woman, then she's your wife. Otherwise I'll complain to the police. Immediately he stopped. Now look at the reaction what I gave. Look at the reaction what my wife gave. What she thinks, what I think actually here, I will not do wrong. If somebody else is doing wrong, okay, Sri Ramchandra, leave it. That is a low level of integrity. What is high level of integrity? I will not do wrong and I will not allow others to do wrong actually. That is the real meaning of integrity. I will not encourage that. One of the CA friend he was sharing that now CSR is heating up actually here, so they have to make the CSR expenditure. One of the CA friend he was saying that, see look, one NGO is getting an offer that they transfer 100 crore rupees to their NGO. The NGO owner can keep 10 crore and 90 crore they have to give back in cash. So what shall we do actually? I said, this should not be advised. This is not acceptable. What kind of advice you will give here? This is definitely unacceptable in nature. But these kind of cases are going, it is not having any level of integrity. That is what I can say actually, that these kind of things should not be encouraged at all. Now look at the scenario 3. The company reports that it is inventory doubled from 50 crores to 100 crores. Inventory has increased from 50 crores to 100 crores. Now as an auditor, what we will do? What we will do? Come on, yes, as an auditor, what we will do? Yes, I want people to participate, raise your hand. What we will do actually as an auditor? It has jumped from 50 crores to 100 crores. Yes, what shall we do? Yes, somebody is there? Raise your hand. Yeah, go ahead. Yes sir, go ahead.
What is the reason for?
Huh?
What is the reason for?
What is the reason for that? Good. What is the next another thing actually? What we can do? What is the other thing we can do? Physical verification. Very good, sir. Physical verification we can take up. Then what else we can do?
We can check whether purchase has also increased.
We have to check whether purchase has increased. Correct? Purchase has increased. Physical verification and a reason that why it should come in our head. Why it has jumped? Why inventory last year it was 30 crore and now it has become 60 crore. Last year 50 crore. It has become 100 crore. Yes, go ahead. Valuation. We have to check the valuation of the inventory. Correct? So now look at this actually here. The warehouse space remains the same. Now will it ring any bell in your head actually here? The warehouse space remains same, but the inventory has doubled actually here. Will you think in that direction? Whether we will think in that direction? Yes? Go ahead, please go ahead. Yes, anybody raise your hand? Yes, go ahead, please go
Big
ahead.
sales order came to them.
Huh?
Big sales order.
Okay. Big sales order means how?
They got a new customer to take good order.
Okay, but the warehouse space remains the same actually. Then in such case, what should we do?
No, it could be also possible that previous year 100% warehouse utilization was not there.
Very good, sir. Very good, sir. That is also a possibility. Correct. Very good, sir. Correct. But here, what will reveal to us is the physical verification will reveal to us. That's the thing. But whether we will apply the procedures, sir, yes. Whether we will go and apply the procedures, whether we will check it, yes. We have to check. We cannot sit quiet and say, okay, it is doubled, okay, it's doubled. But we have to now start asking the question, why it has doubled. Now, another scenario actually here, company reports a positive cash flow of 300 crores. Now, what does it indicate actually here? What does it indicate when a company has got a positive cash flow of 300 crores? Come on, members, yes, go ahead. Anybody, yes? A positive cash flow of 300 crores, what it can indicate to us? Yes? Anybody? Here, we are not right or wrong, we are just sharing the knowledge within among ourselves actually. Yes?
Could be there is a improvement in their sales.
Improvement in the sales. Our collections has gone up, sir. Correct, sir? Collection has improved, collection has increased. Yes? Any other thing actually here? Any other thing? We can think of this actually. So, the company is having a positive cash flow, so they are able to realize the asset and settle the liabilities in the normal course of business. But now look at this. All the major customers they paid at the year end and the employees have not been paid for months. then what we can think of this? What we can think of this? We can think of this scenario actually. So suppose say if all major customers have paid at the year end and the employees have not been paid for months, how do we take this forward? Yes. Now imagine these two situations exist. You have a positive cash flow, but the payments are not being done in time, or you get payments at the year end. Then what does it indicate?
Diversion of funds.
Anybody raise your hand? Yes. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Diversion of funds.
Why diversion of funds, sir?
He could have used funds for personal purpose, and at the year end he has brought it to the business.
There would have been diversion of funds. Okay. At the year end you would have introduced the money. But he says that customers have paid at the year end. What do you think of the cash flow statement? Will it be reliable? Not reliable is the question. Will it be reliable? Not reliable? Yes, go ahead, sir.
Doubtful.
Doubtful, correct? So that bell should ring in our head that okay, this is not making any sense. There are many auditors, seniors, peers, contemporaries who are sitting here, whom I know actually here, they will just apply SA 520 analytical procedures. They just look at the balance sheet and they tell this is a problem. There are many excellent auditors we have actually. They say this is not making any sense. So they'll compare the electricity bill with the production, they compare the input raw material with the output raw material. See, they will apply the procedure, they'll compare the sales with the trade receivable, our purchases with the trade payable. See, that is what is expectation of the lawmaker, that are we applying that sufficient procedure? Are we acting with skepticism? The next thing is that the overall objective of the auditor has to obtain a reasonable assurance that the financial statements are free from material misstatement due to fraud or error. Now, what is exactly a reasonable assurance? What do you mean by a reasonable assurance? Reasonable assurance means, let's say 80 to 90% of the accounts are correct. We can't give an absolute assurance. Absolute assurance means everything 100% correct, we can't give. So we give what you can say, we give a reasonable assurance. Reasonable assurance is expected as per this standard. So that is why we say 100% check. 100% check is not possible, and we go and do the sampling. We also have to report our findings as per the standards on auditing. As per standards on auditing, we have to communicate to the directors of the company, communicate to the owners of the company, and also we have to communicate in the form of the auditor's report. Now, scenario 5, you look at the scenario 5 actually here. Auditor notices that the company gave 50 crore loan to the director's private firm. Now, what we will ensure as an auditor actually, what should be there? The loan is given by the company, 50 crore loan to the director's private firm. What disclosure we will ask for? Come on, yes. Members, yeah, anybody else raise your hand? Yes. Where's the voice coming from? Yeah, go ahead. I'll come to you, sir. Yeah.
Related party.
Yes, related party disclosures. Related party disclosures, we should give. What disclosure we will ask? Come on, yes. Correct, related party disclosures actually. So we will disclose the amount, yes, the terms and condition we will ask for, correct? Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There could also be a diversion of funds.
There could also be a diversion of funds. Okay, how come?
Because private firm connected to director is not exactly connected to the business of the company.
Correct. So should we ask for the resolutions? We should be asked for board resolutions, yes. We have to ask for the supporting that, okay, how these funds have been invested. But suppose in this scenario, it is given at 12% interest and repayable within 3 years. Now this looks as per the market scenario, so we can say, okay, we can accept it. But suppose they say that at 0% interest and with no repayment terms, there is no repayment terms given. Whether this will create a doubt in our minds? Yes? Yes or no? This will definitely create a doubt in the mind, as sir clearly highlighted that if it is not related to the company's business, on what basis the money has been given, is it not a diversion of the funds? Correct.
It could also be possible that the company has borrowed fund at higher rate of interest and lend it to private firm with lesser rate of
interest, correct. So we have section 143 where we report that whether the loans and advances given by the company is prejudicial to the interest of the company. Yes sir, we have to report there also. Then scenario 6 actually, the CFO of a company purchases material worth 300 crores from a vendor. Now here we are purchasing the goods, say about material worth 300 crores from a vendor, and the vendor gives a 50 crore marketing rebate. Now, what generally purchases, they have an issue of what you can say kickbacks and commission. That's a major problem in purchases. So now if this happens in the ordinary course of business, we say okay, we accept it. CFO, he purchases the material at 300 crores from a vendor, and vendor gives a discount of 50 crores at the marketing rebate. Now vendor gives 50 crore marketing rebate to the CFO's personal firm. Now what do we observe here? What do we observe? The rebate does not come to the company, but it goes to the CFO's private personal firm. Yes, is this a fraud? Is this a fraud? Are we reporting the fraud? Are we highlighting this as a fraud? Yes, will it be a fraud? Yes. So it will be a fraud which we have to escalate immediately. That's what the standard requires. That okay, this is a fraud, this is not acceptable transaction. So as an auditor here, we are looking at the transaction, but we have to look into the depth of the transaction. Now it's not an expectation. See, earlier what was the expectation? Okay, fine. For example, let me take an example. What is the color of, say, White House? What is the color of White House? Washington DC? Very relevant question. White question. It's a white color. Now, a White House is painted once in 2 years. It is painted once in 2 years. Now, as an auditor, what we will ask actually? What we will ask? White House is painted once in 2 years. So, what we will say? You give me paint bill, you give me authorization, you show me the payments which is being done. But now, an investigator, suppose if you are an investigator, what question you will ask actually here? You will ask that, okay, White House, okay, give me the supportings, give me the documents, okay, for the paint of $2 million. The next question what you will ask is that why White House is painted once in 2 years? Why it is painted once in 2 years? Because the birds will come and shit on the White House, and that is why it is painted once in 2 years. Why the birds? The next question the investigator will ask, not the auditor, investigator. Why White House? Why the birds will come and shit there? What is the reason? Why they will come and shit there? What is the reason? Because the birds will come to eat the insects, and that is why they come and shit there. What is the next question? What is the next question? Members, come on. What is the next question which may come to investigator mind?
Why don't you maintain it properly?
No.
Why the insects are coming?
Who said this? Come on. Why there is an insect? Because insects are coming to eat the termites, and that is why you have insects. Then next question. What next question? Yes? Huh? Huh? Paint quality. Paint quality. Then. About termite. Yes. Why there are termites? Because there is a leakage in the pipe, and that is why there are termites. What is the next question? Huh?
Why the leakage?
Because the pipe has become old. What is the next question? Huh?
Pipe can be replaced.
It can be replaced, yes. So the next question is what, come on, why the pipe has not been replaced? So what they did is that they replaced the pipe. When they replaced the pipe, what stopped? Leakage stopped. Leakage stopped, what stopped? Termite stopped. Termite stopped, what stopped? Insect stopped. Insect stopped, what stopped? Birds eating birds. Okay. And now White House is painted once in 3.5 years. To some items of the financial statement, we have to be investigative. Because when I look at the orders of NAFRA, we say, why you are, for example, say some investments have been made. Okay, how your money is being used? Why it's not a diversion of funds? They're asking this kind of question. Why you have not checked it? What will you do? So which are critical areas where risk is very high, you have to become investigative. You have to start asking a question, why? What is your logic of making investment in this company? What will happen? What this company is doing? You have to ask, you have to collect the material, you have to collect the memorandum and articles of the other company. Sir, are we required to do that? Yes. Especially for related party transaction, I request all the members to do that, become investigator for certain items of balance sheet, if not everything, certain items of balance sheet. The moment I see in a company which has borrowed money, my heart gets palpitated actually, because what happens there, how the money is being utilized. In one case, what happened, he was a proprietor, he took an OD and he directly diverted the funds to his contractor to construct his own house. He has taken an OD from the bank and he has diverted the money. I said, this is not correct. This is definitely not correct. You are diverting the funds. But I don't have a provision to report for a proprietor that he is diverting the funds. But as a bank auditor, I have to check. If I am a bank auditor, I have to check that how the money in the OD has been utilized. I need to check that. So, we have to have a T approach and not this plain approach. We have to go a little deeper. Because this is the kind of questions are coming up actually. And why should be very clearly answered for certain items in the balance sheet. If not everything, certain items should be addressed. Scenario 7. A company recognizes 100% of revenue for 1 year contract in the year 1. What do you think? What do you think, members, of this statement? Acceptable, not acceptable? A company recognizes 100% revenue for a 1 year contract in the year 1. Acceptable, not acceptable?
Contract is completed, then it is acceptable.
Revenue recognition.
Acceptable? Yeah, anybody raise your hand? Yeah.
As they comply with the accounting standard 7, we have to check. They have complied a percentage of completion method.
We have to apply percentage of completion method. Okay, fine. Then anybody else? Anybody else? Yes. So 100% revenue for 1 year contract in year 1. Yes, of course we have to satisfy the performance obligation. And as you rightfully said, that percentage of completion we should apply. Then okay, it is acceptable. Now look at the next scenario. A company recognizes 100% revenue for a 5-year contract in year 1. Acceptable, not acceptable? Acceptable, not acceptable? It's more like a greening the P&L and the balance sheet actually, where we want to show better numbers, and it is definitely not acceptable actually. So how can you apply this? This is definitely not acceptable. So members, these are the kind mainly on revenue recognition. A push is there among the startups that they have to show good numbers. Like example in case of Byju's, where they wanted to show advance of fees as the turnover. That was the thing actually. And the auditor said this is not acceptable. So please understand that we have to take a stand. In 1920, there was an auditor, Arthur Anderson. Arthur Anderson, he was the same Arthur Anderson who did the audit of Enron, where many of us will be aware of the story of Enron in 2002. Arthur Anderson had only one mantra: think straight and talk straight. He had only one mantra: think straight and talk straight. So he was doing an audit of a shipping company. The shipping company had got 4 ships. 4 ships as of the balance sheet date in 1920. 4 ships were there. Now what happened that 1920, one ship got sunk. After the balance sheet date, one ship got sunk. And now the shipping company had got only 3 ships. So he said, see the gap between the balance sheet date and the date of the AGM, there's a gap of 4-5 months. I should inform the shareholders that the company does not have 4 ships as on today, they have only 3 ships. He told the owner, see, you have to tell these shareholders that this is the situation. He said, have you gone mad? You are doing audit of 1920 balance sheet, you are not doing audit of 1921. So you talk only about the 1920. 1920 only you talk, don't talk about what is there in 1921. So he said, no, see look, this is what is required actually here. So no, but the realistic situation is that on that day, the shareholder should know that one ship is missing. There was no concept of events occurring after balance sheet date. It was not there earlier. So it started with Arthur Anderson, and he said, no, I will report this. There was a lot of argument between him and the owner of the shipping company. Owner said, ye to auditor pagal ho gaya. There was a CPA in USA. We call chartered accountant here. There is a CPA in USA. And he said, no, this guy is asking too much. And many of the CPAs, his friend advised that don't do this. You are doing over audit. I said, no, I want to report this. As usually reported, and he was thrown out of the audit of the company. And what happened is that so this is how life is actually here. First they will neglect you, then they will make fun of you, then they will notice you, and then they will respect you. That's the thing actually here. That is what happens actually here. So people first, they don't take the idea, they make fun of it. In 1925, many of the members, they thought that no, what Arthur Anderson is telling is correct. He said no, we should give the latest information to the shareholders. So then came the events occurring after the balance sheet date. 1949, Arthur Anderson died, and he was very clear that he told his successors also that think straight and talk straight. What is straight, you tell them, that's it here. Don't take unnecessary thing, actually it is wrong, you convey. But unfortunately, the successors could not follow his principle. In 2002, the firm had to come to an end actually here. I always keep telling members that one thing which will carry forward is ethics. We comply with the requirement of ethics. That is always will carry forward us. That's the thing actually here. Ethics we don't follow, then there is no longevity to our business, our profession. It will not be respected. Now, scenario 8, say auditor finds 50 crore journal entry labelled as miscellaneous expenses in the last week of the March. Yes, members, what is your take on this? What is your take on this? Yes? What is your take on this? Auditor finds a 50 crore journal entry labelled miscellaneous expenses in the last week of the March. Let us think positively and negatively also. We have to think from all the directions. Yes, members, what do you think actually? An entry has been passed in this manner. A journal entry has been passed. Yes.
Maybe an accommodative entry.
Maybe an accommodative entry. Example, more deeper. Yeah, go ahead. I'll come to you, sir. Yeah. To adjust the taxes they would have done, they would have passed the journal entry. Yes. Anybody has come across these kind of entries actually here? Anybody has come across just a vague entry that has been passed? Yes. Anybody? While doing the audit, some vague entry has been passed. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Some kind of provision.
Some kind of provision.
Not correctly estimated. Not correctly estimated.
Not correctly estimated. Provision is not correctly estimated. Or to adjust the expenses. You have something to add, sir? There could be some misappropriation of funds. How it can happen?
Management or director, whoever it is, concerned person,
I'll come to you, sir. Yeah.
you would have booked your expenses and taken out the money from the business.
They would have taken out the money and they have taken some personal expenses. Correct? Yes?
Personal expenses, or maybe they are taking kickback from the vendor or in cash or anything.
Something they would have done. Yes, sir.
It could also be some kind of adjustment when the profits are more than, or the expenses are less than budget. They are just making a park over there to use it.
Next time. Correct?
Kind of slush fund.
Slush funds. Yes. You want to add something?
There may be some expenses booked, and the next year it may be reversed. That may be reversed expense.
It will be reversed. Correct? Yes. So something we are doing. Correct? We are questioning whether it is right or wrong. We are questioning them. Then okay, why you have passed this journal entry at the year end? If you are just keeping quiet, then we are not using skepticism. Then what is this entry coming into the books? So that is why it is very much required that the auditor should act with skepticism. We should question, okay, what is this? Why it has come like this? Further, the essay 200, it talks about the definition. It talks about the applicable financial reporting framework. Applicable financial reporting framework means, is it AS, is it Ind AS? Which standard you are applying to prepare the financial statement? Ultimately, as an auditor, I have to tell that whether the financial statements are prepared as per the applicable financial reporting framework. Are we complying with the accounting standard or Ind AS in preparing the financial statement? Then we have to see the definition of audit evidence. What is audit evidence? Audit evidence is the information used to draw the conclusion. That is what we understand by the audit evidence. We always say one rule that an evidence which is obtained externally is more reliable than what evidence which is obtained internally. An evidence which is obtained internally is reliable if the internal controls are operating effectively. So external evidence is also reliable. Other day one client came running to the office and he said, sir, there is one income tax notice. The notice said that you have 10 floor building, but you declared only 3 floor building. So you are concealing the income. We went to the department, we met the officer, and the person who had complained is the relative of this client. He is a relative of the client, he has complained. The officer said this complaint has come, we have to take action. So they are selling 10 floor building. Now the client said, no sir, we don't have 10 floor building. So we had to go to the location and said, okay, let us take the picture and submit the picture to the officer. Let us submit the picture. And then he said, okay, can you take the picture from the opposite side? Do you have a good relationship with the neighbor? Having a good neighbor is always a boon for us members. So what happens is that, so I said, he said, no, we'll talk to the neighbor. He's a very good friend. We went to the neighbor and he said, okay. From his terrace we took the picture and we submitted to the evidence to the officer. So visual evidence are also required actually. Sometimes in case what happens is that emergency oral communication is also required. That has to be documented, but evidence is must and mandatory. You gave an unmodified opinion. You gave a clean audit report. Okay, what is the evidence? What is the supporting for that? What is the supporting for that? One client was complaining to me, Oswal Sahab, what? Oh, you're asking too much information, too much details you're asking. But sir, we have to do audit. From the perspective of evidence, we have three types of auditor: Veera, Mahavira, Gambhira. Now, what is Veera, Mahavira, and Gambhira? What is Mahavira? First of all, Mahavira is one who will not look into any evidence, sufficient and appropriate evidence. He'll just put signature. Hey, just give me, settle some amount to me. I'll sign any document. I'll sign any document, any certificate. I will sign any audit report. I'll sign. Even if you ask him to sign his own death warrant, that also he'll put signature. That range checking. And what are you doing? And because of these few people, what happened? The name of the entire community gets affected. That's the thing here. And who is Veera? Veera will take the document. He just put the document in the file and that's it. Actually, he just say, okay, I'll put the document. At least I got the evidence. Recently, one case, what we saw, a new audit came to us. When we were checking the opening balance was matching. It was matching with the last year. But when we took the bank statement opening balance is not matching with the numbers what they have shown in the tally. I was shocked. What is this? Don't you even check the bank statement? There's a variation of around 2-3 lakh rupees. And the third category is Gambhira, where he's scared of everything, that from which direction query may come actually. And sometimes fear is required. You require fear. You have to face the situation with fear. So it's okay to collect maximum evidence, whatever that is possible. So that is what is required. So are we moving towards a 100% audit? Actually, it may happen in next 5 years. It may happen. See, till 1980s, we had line-based audit. Those auditors who qualified in 70s, 80s, and 90s, they belong to the generation of line-based audit. What is line-based audit? Each and every line item they will check. Each and every line item. They are so meticulous. They will check each and every line item. So they will check everything. So sometimes articles they get frustrated. There is articles of 2024, 25. They say, sir, too much. But they will check everything. And after 90s, we had risk-based auditor. What is risk-based auditor? Wherever the risk is high, I'll apply more audit procedures. But now, because of the availability of tools and other things, tomorrow government may say that you do 100% check from ample to sample to ample. That is what is becoming now. 100% check they may require, and it is possible. Then you have audit risk. Audit risk is nothing but risk of giving a inappropriate opinion on the financial statement. That's the thing here. So you were supposed to give a modified opinion, that is a bad opinion, but you ended up giving a clean report. That is called as the audit risk. And material misstatement, they talk about material misstatement, means misstatement which are material in nature, means error, mistake which is material in nature, that is material misstatement. The next thing what we have is that as an auditor, we comply with what you can say with the requirement of ethical requirement. I was talking about ethical requirement. The first one is the integrity. Integrity means, are we straightforward, are we honest, are we sincere? That is what is integrity. The second one is objectivity. What is objectivity? Objectivity means what actually here we are, like say, free of any kind of bias, free of conflict of interest actually here. So that is what we understand by objectivity. Sir, there? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Behind you. Yeah. No one. Sir, how are you? Please, on the stage. Please come, please. I request you to come on the stage. So can you introduce yourself, sir?
And nice to have content. Yeah, I'm in practice. My office is not in there.
Okay. Can we have a small conversation? Yes?
Sure.
So take example, Dias is my best friend, best buddy actually. We are the best friends. And suppose say he is doing a business, which I am the auditor actually. Will I have that objectivity? Will I maintain that objectivity? Objectivity means what? Impartial attitude. You are unbiased in nature. So will I be unbiased with my, like say with Dias? Yes or no? Come on. Yes or no? Everybody. Yes. Come on. Everybody. Yes. What do you think actually? Will I have an impartial attitude with him? Yes or no? So I will not have any kind of impartial attitude. Some kind of attachment will be there actually. That's the thing here. But can I do accounting for him? Can I do accounting for him? Can I do management consultancy for him? Can I do GST compliance? I can do everything, but except for any kind of independent audit. Independent audit alone I cannot do because my objectivity gets compromised. That's what you have to highlight actually here. See, yes, sir, when did you qualify?
92.
Anybody asked you this question? Nobody asked you this. After so many years, somebody is asking me this question. Yes, sir. So where you qualified and also?
Bangalore.
Bangalore. You remember, sir, that when the results used to come, they used to paste on the wall of the notice board and other things. Yes? Yes?
That line is on file. All of us will be, gathered together and such.
Yes. In the file it will come, or some on the notice board they will paste. And what happened, the result comes in 90s. So people will take the paper and some people will run towards their home actually. They say, I want to show my result to my mommy or daddy. And it was very difficult. See, that time it was so good actually because your pass or fail, everybody will come to know. The result is pass or fail. Right, sir? Yes. And but now in 2024-25 result comes. What happens? Moment our people, what kids they will do? They'll put the phone in aeroplane mode actually, not seeable, not visible, Sri Ram, etc. They don't want to share. They want to share only the good position, but what about the adverse position? Failure is also okay. Always we have to teach our kids that it is not winning and losing, it is always winning and learning. We are learning, it's okay. That's the thing here. My son, he wrote a Kannada test and he wrote in the test actually the answer. Question number 1, Nanage Gottilla. Second question, Nanage Gottilla. Third question, Nanage Gottilla. Obviously got a 0 marks and other thing. So I said that what is this? So we have to understand that okay, things are quite different as on today actually. Then that's the thing. The people just want to show the good side and that's the thing here. So now that time my mother was doing business, so she said that moment you pass as a CA Vikas, I'll appoint you as an auditor. So I was in finance, so left side my name will come as a proprietor, right side your name will come as an auditor. I said okay fine, no problem. I was in finance, so I was not having much knowledge. Result came, passed. Now after that mom said, come on, we'll remove the auditor, we'll appoint you as an auditor. I said, I cannot act as an auditor. As per clause 4 part 1 second schedule, shut up your mouth. I'm your mom. Now you're changing your colors. You're a worse than chameleon. I said, what? We have this kind of sometime tiff with the parents and said that she knows, I know that you don't want to act as an auditor, now you're a big person. I'm just a 7th pass, why will you become an auditor of my company? It took a lot of time to make understand. Many relatives will be waiting, okay, when this person will become, hey boss, if I become CA, I cannot do the audit of your company. That is why they have defined the objectivity, that we are free of bias, unbiased attitude. Thank you very much, Dias. Thank you. Dias. DIAS. Okay, thank you very much. So now, first one integrity, second one is objectivity, the third one is confidentiality. How many of you have got call from the client that he wants the 2A, 2B? 2A, 2B. What is 2A, 2B? Yes, all of us, we know what is 2A, 2B. How many of you got a client call from the client that they want 2A, 2B of some other competitor which is also being done at your office? The work has been done at your office, yes? Now I got a call from one client that, see, why don't you share the 2A, 2B of the other client which you have? Actually, I said, I cannot share. I cannot give it. Hey, give it, what is there actually? That anyway you will have the access and details. We clearly said that no. So we have to maintain the confidentiality, that is the thing here. See, moment you break the trust of the client, that's the thing here. Always there is a Garda Drishti, there is a Sarpa Drishti. If we take for the short-term benefits, then it will be like a short-term benefits only. So we should always think of long-term. The fourth thing what we have is also professional competence and due care. Professional competence and due care. Now, my question, how many of you are working on ERP? Yes, how many of you are working on ERP? Yes, only one CA is raising the hand actually. How many of you are working on ERP? Yes, yes. Yeah. Sir, which ERP, what actually is?
So I earlier worked in a company and
Yes.
yeah, I earlier worked in a company in finance team. So SAP was the ERP I used.
Which ERP are you
SAP,
using?
sir.
SAP.
Pro model.
Pico module work. Yes. Okay. Yeah. There, sir. Yes. Huh? SAP HANA. Any other ERP?
Oracle.
Oracle also you work? You work actually. Yes. There, sir. And anybody working on Zoho now? Zoho. Anybody working on Zoho? Yes. Zoho. Yes. Any members? How many members are working on Tally? Yes. Tally. Tally. Yes. Okay. Then Zoho. Zoho members. Zoho. SAP. Okay. Oracle. Okay. Fine. So yes. No. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So now the best combination which is going to become is that we should have a knowledge of tools, various tools actually. Say for example, say Winman is a tool, okay? Like say we have various other softwares actually, like Tally is a tool. So same way we have to keep upgrading ourselves actually. That is what is professional competence and due care. Now what we can do in a simple manner, we can start learning with Zoho. Now Zoho allows one free subscription and the number of bills should be less than 1,000 entries. It allows one free subscription actually. Here we can start off. And Zoho is a mini ERP. It's a mini ERP from the mobile also you can operate. That is the first step we can move forward to adopting it, let's say Zoho. So we said in office that okay, let us do accounting of some entities actually on a Zoho. So what happens is that we have to take our steps. We have to see that okay, see this is one of the way actually. So professional competence and due care. A person in a foreign land is not scared of anybody because he has that knowledge. He has that competence. That is what is most required. I was having some GST issues and I and my article were searching for some solution. It took like say 5-6 days. So then I said okay, let me call my friend, my buddy Mukesh. So I'll call him actually. So Mukesh, he practices in Chamrajpet. I said and he's more obsessed with GST. Morning 2-3 hours he'll be reading only GST. I said, Muki, this is the issue, this is the thing actually here. And he said, see, because you go volume number 2, paragraph number 7, some 2 paragraph and page number 37 you apply. So when I refer to that module, I got the answer. Mukesh, my dear members, actually I was surprised actually, but he says that the secret of success is only focusing on few things and not many things. Some of the members, they focus on what you can see, ERP implementation. Some of the members, they are focusing only on TDS. So that is what specialization actually. Some of the members are focusing only on Kamila matters. So whatever area we are, some of the members are focusing on, let's say, in-days implementation. That's the thing actually. So it's very, very important that we gain that professional competence and due care. Means continuously update ourselves, upgrade ourselves. That's the thing here. The word is what, come on, relevance. That's the thing here. What is the retirement age of a software engineer?
50.
No? 50 years. What is the retirement age of a chartered accountant?
No retirement.
No retirement. But suppose say if we don't update ourselves, then gone. That's it. See the way, if you see last 10-15 years, the way things have changed for us, dear members, and GST has come up, yes, and IBC has come up, and now you have income tax code 2025. We cannot say, that's what, the day we say that we know everything, that day our downfall will start. So we have to keep updating ourselves. That is professional competence and due care. And the lastly, very, very important ethical requirement is professional behavior. Professional behavior matters a lot. It is about anything and everything. Example, one member was using some golden words on the article. Now what is golden word? I don't have to tell you. Sri Ram, etc. Some word, some very obnoxious word he was using on the article. And the article is supposed to be my student. He came and he called me, said, this is how he's talking. I said, it should not be spoken. Language should not be spoken this manner. So one member, he went about to slap the article I said, this is not acceptable. Regulation 67, they can complain against the member. They can file a complaint against the member institute that this is not a professional behavior. What will you do in such case? So 2025 generation of articles, they are little different. They are more tech savvy. They want to do work in a very smart manner. That we have to understand. And we have to approach these kids with lot of empathy. Lot of empathy we have to show. We have to understand into their shoes. We belong to different generations. They belong to other generations. So we should have little patience with them. If you remember, in 2012 or 13, Institute, they said that after CA Foundation, you start the articleship. Oh my God, that was a difficult decision actually here, because what happened, you had 3.5 years articleship. Anybody from 3.5 year articleship? Yes, 3.5 year articleship. Okay. 3.5 year articleship you did? You also did 3.5 year articleship. What was your age? That time. 20. Yes, what was your age? 21. Anybody 3.5 year articleship? Yes. When you started the articleship. Hey, no, after foundation. What will be your age after foundation? So it was 3.5 year articleship. Moment you pass foundation, you start articleship. So and there was let's say, you can see a lot of people were passing in foundation. So one first article he joined. He said he joined my office. He came to my office. He said, Uncle, what work should I do? What? Uncle is another name for old man. Yes, of course I'm an old man, but you don't have to remind me and address me that way. So, and one article is playing video game. He requested Institute, Appa, we don't want this. And if little you raise your voice, they start, Ganga Jamna start flowing off their eyes. So then we said, no, we want little bit, they should be mentally be little matured. See, it was very difficult to handle those foundation babies. We tease them, they are foundation babies, but very intelligent, no doubt about it. But then Institute said, okay, one group pass. Now Institute said, no, 2 groups pass. That's the thing here. So we should first of all, we should not think that those guys who have come for articleship, they are fool. They are very intelligent than you also, than me also, for all of us. That's the thing here. New generation is quite intellect. Other day I went to a college to give a speech. So first there was a member who was about to give a speech. So he came and he was started his speech. So there were some 300-400 students. One student, I think, took out his mobile and he switched off the projector. He switched off the projector. You know, the mobile will have infrared and they connect and they just switch it off. So now the professor requested, don't do this. Again they switched on the projector. Again it is happening, they are switching off the projector. So now the flow of the teacher, faculty went off. That's it. He said he's not able to talk further. He was like, say, it totally got frustrated. So he's talking, suddenly it's disappearing, gone, everything gone. Now, next was my turn. I said, same thing will happen with me. So I had prepared a PPT for, let's say, one day now, Swaha. Now these guys will do the same thing. If I start looking at the PPT, same thing will happen. So again I started and I started talking. What happened? I said, I will not use PPT. I'll change my strategy. I'll be extempore. I'll just talk whatever comes to my mind. I started talking and in 5 minutes I felt very good actually. Chalo, good. Nothing these people are not able to do. And then mic was switched off. Gone. Now air is coming out of my mouth. So these kids are 10 steps ahead of us actually. With empathy we have to deal with them. With love we have to deal with them. We have to listen, understand. They will be aggressive. But we have to handle them in a proper manner. That is what is required. For professional behavior means, are we complying with are we maintaining the reputation of the profession? Are we maintaining that reputation? Example, one CA, he wrote a book, How to Record for Secret Income. How to record for secret income means how to convert the black money into white money. He wrote the book, he published the book. And the book became a big success. And what happened, Institute came to know, they said, ban this book. You're bringing disrepute to the profession. You can't publish this kind of book. So ban this book completely. They said ban, and they said ban the CA also, lifetime ban. Now the CA went to the High Court, and High Court is standing there in front of the judge, High Court judge started laughing. He said, what is this? He started laughing. Why High Court judge started laughing? Why High Court judge started laughing? Yes, what is the reason? Any reason? Yes? Yes? Yeah?
Why are you revealing to others?
Huh? Why are you revealing to others? Okay, what is the reason? Yes, why are you revealing to others? No, okay, this one could be one. Then the High Court just started laughing because the CA age was 85 years. Almost is half. He said, for him you are given lifetime ban. They reduced the ban to 2 years. Now this is not a professional behavior, publishing such book. Our one CA entered into what you can say competition with RBI. What does RBI does? Currency. He is also printing currency. He is also printing currency. What shall we do? He is competing with RBI. What will do? And this GST billing and like say all this adjustment actually here. How many CAs have got arrested because of this actually here? So definitely it is not acceptable. We have to maintain the reputation of the profession. That's the thing here. Thank you, sorry, smile makes a lot of difference actually in our behavior, in our conduct with others. So that is what is expected actually. So are we having that professional behavior? That is what we have to highlight. So now in Bombay what happened, one CA who was aged 50 years, he went to drop his daughter to the college. So he dropped, daughter's age was around say 18 or 20 like that. So he went to drop the daughter to the college. And there in the college he has seen his daughter's friend. Now he has become impressed by that girl, small girl. And now pervert character actually. So then he started coming and started giving gifts to that girl. Now the girl said, uncle, but she does not understand the intention of this man, 50-year-old plus CA. So then what? So some people, they behave by pervert nature, that's the thing here. So then the mother in this matter will be very intelligent. The moment what happened, the son, he will talk more than on the phone. Suddenly the antenna of mother will stand. Mother said, who is giving you so many gifts? No, this uncle is giving. How can he give so much gifts? Why is he giving you gifts? And she started investigating. And she called her 3 brothers and said that she observed something is happening in the college. They observed this guy for some few days. They understood. Then they did Indian Dharma. What is Indian Dharma? Yes? Dhamma, all Dandam Dashagunam, yes. And then they took him to the police station. In the media, in Bombay media, they publish news in the media. Chartered accountants stalking a girl. Does it look good? Yes, sir. You are putting the name of entire company. Hey, no. Chartered accountants stalking. Hey, sir, don't put. You put the name of the. No. We will put that. So, see, we are 4 lakh CAs, 4 lakh people. In population of 150 crore people, we are a small community. One wrong thing we do, it comes to the media, and that's it actually here. And now they are making what you can say, like some series on chart account, like say half CA. They start making it. They say, okay, CA is also something important area like that. What I'm trying to drive the point is that it is very easy to destroy the reputation. To gain reputation, it's very difficult, but to lose, it's very easy. So we have to maintain that professional behavior among ourselves actually, your conduct in a proper manner. People will be observing not only in your professional life, but also in your personal life also. You should be the role model. That's what Institute says. You should be a role model. You should be an inspiration for others. If you do something wrong, example, somebody CA goes to the nice road and give bribe to some officer, that does not look good, caught by media, and that does not look good that we are doing this. So that is why these 5 ethical requirements have been highlighted. Integrity, objectivity, confidentiality, professional behavior, professional competence in due care. And the most important thing is professional competence in due care. We have to upgrade ourselves actually. We have to be tech savvy actually here. The best combination which is going to be now in future is what come on is CA and software engineer. So if we have to learn some programming language, something new in ERP, we should not hesitate to learn. We should be open-minded actually to learn, update ourselves. That is what it is actually. Then let us come to the aspect of professional skepticism. Professional skepticism is what? Questioning mind, alertness to audit evidence, recognition of fraud risk factors. So you are having a questioning mind. Now which bird resembles in the logo of chartered accountants? Yes, which bird? Yes, members? Eagle, very good. One student was saying vulture, my God, what is this? Eagle. One student said crow. It's eagle actually. We have to open and show this is the eagle is always alert, sharp, agile. Let's say eagle is always sharp. So we have to maintain the professional skepticism. The first day of the articleship, Nagesh, she joined my office He was very enthusiastic. See, these articles, all of you members will agree, they'll behave like Alice in the Wonderland for first 6 months. Oh, Dandy, oh, super, oh, idea. First 6 months they will talk as if we give life for you. They will talk in that manner. Sir, whatever hours you tell will work. And last 6 months they'll be desperate to go actually, when this will get over like that. It is always like that. So now what happened, this Nagesh, he told, sir, I want to learn everything. I said, you learn everything, but audit, okay, I'll try to give you good exposure. Other areas I don't know, audit, okay. Okay, there's one client called Babu, and you have to go and check the purchases. Please go and check the purchases. So whether the purchases are recorded properly and whether the purchases are applied properly, please go and check. So please go and check. I said, okay, he went. Now what has happened, Nagesh has gone. And he has gone, and I said it will take 7 days for you to check the purchase and sales. Anything is there, you call me. He came back, same day he came back. I asked him what happened. Sir, I completed the audit. So I was like, wow, super, yeah, what article here, Superman here. 1 day he has finished. What did you do actually? I asked him, kya kiya, what did you do? Sir, I went there, and Babu sir is such a nice person. First he was telling me how to prepare for CA exam, how to write CA exam. I said, Babu is not a CA. How can he advise you? What we get for free in India, what we get for free? Advice. Thousands of people are standing in the queue. Follow the advice you tell, nobody will follow. That's the thing here. My friend keeps giving advice, don't give oily food. I don't follow his advice. So advice people will give left and right. That's a problem here. So now what happened? He said 1 hour is discussing. So I said, okay, fine. What happened next, sir? Then he ordered for samosa, juice, sir, Asha sweet samosa, super, sir, Malaysian samosa. I said, okay. Then I understood that he has not done anything. I was controlling my temper actually. I said, okay, what did you do next? I asked him, did you record all the purchases? He said, yes. Did you authorize all the purchases? He said, yes. He said, yes. Everything. He said, yes, sir. Audit over, I came back. I said, are you an auditor? Are you a typist? He is telling you everything is alright. You're coming and vomiting in front of me. What is this? And the Ganga Jamuna started flowing out of his eyes. I said, Nagesh, you're not acting with skepticism. You're not having questioning mind. If you ask anybody what are your good habits, people will tell their good habits. If you ask them about their bad habits, if you ask the client, where all you have done the fraud? Yes, in July we have done the fraud. In December we have done the fraud. The client will tell. The client will not tell this. And we cannot tell about our bad habits. How can we tell? How can a client is expected to tell that I am so bad? So client will not tell all these things. So Nagesh went back actually here, and 2 weeks I did not see him. That's the thing here. And after 2 weeks he comes and he puts the bunch of papers on the table, and 50 pages some observation he has made of several issues in purchase and sales. So either you could be a flight mode or a fight mode. Flight mode means you run away from the situation. Nagesh did not do that, and he was in a fight mode. He went back and he checked everything, and he came back and reported. That's the thing here. That is what actually here. But in 2025 I cannot expect. The moment you raise the voice, actually that person will disappear. That's the thing. You see, we have to understand. This generation is little different actually. We have to understand. We are not wrong. But we have to understand that what impact COVID had on them, the technology had on them, we have to understand in a clear manner. As I keep telling that empathy is the only way forward to deal with this current generation. They will look aggressive, but that's the thing here. Today Nagesh is a qualified CA, he comes back and he talks to me. He tells me, sir, I learned that skepticism from you. So professional skepticism means alertness, questioning mind, not accepting things just like that. Is it required to apply more than the standards on auditing? Now look at this. A Limited gives loan and advances to 7 subscribers. 7 subsidiaries transferred 3,500 crores to B Limited actually. So A Limited gave loans and advances to 7 subsidiaries. And 7 subsidiaries, what they did, they transferred 3,500 crore to B Limited. The B Limited also belonged to the promoter of A Limited. Now, this is a clear-cut case of what you can say a diversion of funds. This is a clear-cut case of diversion of funds. What auditor has done, he has gone ahead and given a disclaimer of an opinion that on the recoverability of amount due from B Limited. He said that this money may not be recovered. But NAFRA has gone ahead and penalized the auditor. In spite of giving a disclaimer of opinion, they have penalized the auditor. What they say that auditor is to obtain reasonable assurance whether financial statements are free from material misstatement, whether due to fraud or error. The auditor neglected to perform necessary audit procedure to address the significant fund diversion. Why you did not ask about the fund diversion? Now, sir, I have given a disclaimer of an opinion. Hey, no. Fund diversion ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀನು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾತಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ? Why you did not speak about that? Why you not acted with skepticism? Why you did not ask? One mistake and now this is a problem. They have given a disclaimer opinion, they have given a modified opinion, they have given a negative opinion. Then also NAFRA is not accepting. NAFRA said that, where is that? Where is the comment on the fund diversion? This is different altogether. That is why I am telling you that even though investigation is not written, the moment you see related party transaction, you should just start, antenna should start. No, this particular item I'll put in investigation. Moment you see some major amount going out to the promoter, immediately it should be in the investigation nature. Please safeguard yourself actually here. You are doing, but NAFRA is saying you are not doing enough. Now this is a case from Coffee Day Enterprises Limited, where firm was penalized for 2 crores. I don't want to name the engagement partner, not required. Engagement partner is barred for 10 years and the engagement quality control review is also barred for 5 years. They're banned for 10 years and 5 years. That is what they have done. See, who is this engagement quality control reviewer? How many members are doing audit of listed company? Come on. Any members? Please raise your hand. Yes. Okay, see, does not mean that the fire has happened in the upper floor or down floor. It will not come to us. Don't think that way. It will come to us also. LLP was such an easy vehicle for us. Now they are bringing more and more regulations for LLP also. So don't think that it will not come to us. Let us be prepared actually. See, this bomb all will break in another 2-3 years or 5 years or whatever it is. Who is engagement quality control reviewer? See what happens when you do audit of a listed company. You call a CA from another firm who is also a practicing CA. He will come and check your working paper. I was stunned by the order of NAFRA that they are not leaving that other CA who has not put the signature on the balance sheet P&L. He has just come to check the documents. So this is the direction they are going actually like that. That is why I am telling T approach, deep, not plain approach. Plain approach will not help us. That's what. Professional judgment, application of knowledge and experience, assessing the risk and materiality, evaluating the evidence. This is where the problem happened. The auditor will use his judgment. Judgment is used in what? Should I give a modified opinion? Should I give an unmodified opinion? Should I apply this procedure? Should I apply that procedure? For not applying proper audit procedures, Institute has taken action on the members. That is why, see, whenever you have more than one option, you always make a judgment. Now look at this actually. An auditor is reviewing the company's financials where total revenue is 5,000 crore. A 20 crore misstatement in marketing expenses is identified. The CFO argues that it's immaterial since it's only 0.4% of the revenue. Yes. Members, what do you think actually? What do you think of this? Let us discuss, debate this. Yes, go ahead. Anybody? Yes, raise your hand. Yes, anybody? Yes. Again, I will read this question slowly. An auditor is reviewing a company's financials where total revenue is 5,000 crore. 20 crore is the misstatement in marketing expenses. CFO argues it's immaterial since 0.4% of the revenue. Is anybody take on this case study? I'll come to you, sir. Yeah, go ahead.
Auditor has to begin.
Auditor has to?
Begin because they already identified.
Already is identified.
Don't go and but if it's identified,
He has to go and check. CFO says don't check. CFO will counter you. Okay? So you will apply the procedures. Yes, sir. Go ahead, sir.
It has to be reported.
It has to be reported. How do we determine materiality? Yes. Is anybody who practically you are applying? So how do you determine materiality?
Fraud.
Yes. Anybody raise your hand? Yes. Yes. Go ahead, guys. Yeah.
Fraud.
If it is a fraud, then we have to report it. Correct? Irrespective of materiality. So here, generally, just for members, I'm just sharing with you. Materiality is you apply a percentage on a benchmark. What could be the benchmark? Turnover. or profit, or it could be like say any asset on that actually here. Yes, you were sharing something, sir. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. How much? 5% of turnover. Generally 5%, but generally the industry, sir, I think it should be 5% of profit, sir, maybe the other thing you're telling. So it is 0.5% to 2%, that's the industry practice. So 0.5% to 2% is considered as material. When you're doing audit of especially private companies, how many of you are doing audit of private companies? Come on, private companies you're doing audit. First of all, private companies you have to be careful. Okay, that is where the things start actually here. Tax audit is like say it is given as per the law, you're reporting as per the law. So what happens here, you have to multiply 0.5% to 2% of the turnover as material. That's the thing actually here. And another thing, how do you calculate the materiality? You take 5% of the profit as sir highlighted, at 5 to 10% of the profit, that is material, or it could be 1 or 2% of the asset. So have you applied this standard or not? Even that becomes a question. So here what happens is that auditor can even think of, like say, going for say 0.25% of turnover. He said that you generally practice, but I can take a call. If the risk is very high, I can reduce the percentage benchmark to 0.25%. So in this case, actually an auditor can take a call. He may not agree with the CFO. He may say, no, I am going to report this. Okay, this is a judgment. So can we shift the numbers? Are these 0.5% to 2%? Are they fixed? No. It can be changed. It's no restriction as such. Okay. Then, professional judgment audit procedures actually here. So the auditor for a retail company is deciding whether to observe inventory count at the year end or interim date. The management insists that they do a proper count in December, but the audit report is 31st March. Yes, what do you think, members? What do you think? Yes? He says you do the count in December only. You do the count actually here. So whether we should follow his procedure, see, because procedure also requires a judgment when to apply the procedure. Nature, extent and timing of the audit procedures. That's the thing here. Based on timing, you have say 3 different type of people. That's the thing here. So what happened, we had a project in the college, and in this project we had to submit the project in 3 months. So what happened, one team they submitted the project in 1 week time, and I told the lead Firdaus, I said, Firdaus, see, you submitted in 1 week's time. He said, Firdaus said, no, relax, around se karenge, no problem, 3 months only will submit. And we submitted the thing in 3 months. Okay, so now you look at this, there are people who will do, like say first category, they'll do before time. They are called as precastinators. Precastinators, they do before time. And there are procrastinators. Procrastinators, they'll do after the time actually here. Okay, how many of you are precastinators? Come on, anybody members, precastinators? How many of you are procrastinators? I will also raise my hand, procrastinator. Come on, members, it's okay. Then where are we? Where are we? Precastinator, procrastinator. Depends. How many of you say depends actually here? Yes, depends. So, precastinator does before time, procrastinator like say something after the time. See, example, train is at morning 9 o'clock. The precastinator will reach the station at 6 o'clock in morning. In wait, he'll say, he'll think of all negative things in the world. Traffic will be there, or will not get a cab, all negative things in the world he'll think and he'll decide. What the procrastinator will do, he'll reach the station at 8:55, 8:59. The train is about to start. He will throw the luggage number 1, and then he'll throw the luggage number 2, and then he will also throw himself inside the train. Just miss means gone, Sri Ramachandra. And the third category is what come on, the balanced category. Balanced category means if the train is at 9 o'clock, he'll reach at 8:30, 8:15, half an hour before, relax, sit. That's the thing here. I presume that all of us, we move towards the balanced category. That's how it is. So now, what happened? One same issue happened with me. Some joint audit we were doing. Another auditor was a youngster. He was saying that, sir, we should complete it actually here on 31st December. I said, inventory is a balance sheet item. Balance sheet item means I should do on 31st March. What is the use of doing on 31st December? I can do on 15th March also, near the date, okay. And I can do on 3rd April also. It should be near the balance sheet date. He said, no, sir, one procedure will get over. I mean, what procedure will get over? It is not acceptable. See, you have to fire the bullet on 31st March. Timing is the matter. So when you apply, the audit closure also matters. I can't accept it. You will tell tomorrow external confirmation you obtain on 31st December. But external confirmation I have to obtain on March. Either February end or April first week or March. I have to obtain on that. Timing of the procedure matters a lot. So in this case, our judgment is that we will not accept the request of the management. Rather, we will go as per the procedure, and the standard on auditing SA 501 says that inventory count should be done on the date of financial statement. That is the balance sheet date. So we should not take up any other procedures. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So this is what it is actually here. So members will take a break. How many minutes? 15 minutes break will take it. So So now let us move forward to the other parts of the standard. We have to obtain a sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, which is very much required. It should be sufficient and it should be appropriate. Now when I say sufficient and appropriate audit evidence, we talk about the quantity of audit evidence as well as the quality of audit evidence. Now take example, say a client gives you a photocopy of the evidence. Now, is this acceptable, a photocopy of an audit evidence? Answer is no, because it is not having that quality. An evidence which is obtained from an independent source is always reliable. So we have to obtain the evidence always from the third party. And sometimes what happens, the client's internal control are so robust that we can obtain evidence also internally if the internal controls are operating effectively. So we have to highlight in that manner. So evidence, see, ultimately what is the golden rule of auditing? The auditor designs and performs audit procedures to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence to draw a conclusion for the purpose of giving opinion. So one of the major issue which the lawmaker is saying that, are you obtaining a sufficient and appropriate audit evidence? Say, take example, I was giving an example that for external confirmation, the director is not giving the email ID, he is not giving the address. He said that why you require that actually. So he is not providing the complete details. Then you should say it's a limitation on the scope of the work. Other day what happened in one company, software company, one of the major expenditure being the payroll. So the salary of one of the software engineer was around 2 crore rupees. So now I said, okay, get this offer letter, get all the documents. I spoke to the article. Article assistants are one people who face all the heat, and he spoke to the HR of the company. HR said we can't share the details, we cannot provide the details actually, so it is very confidential and other thing. So then article became very tensed up. He said that no, he's not giving the detail. So I said if he's not giving the detail, okay, no problem, we'll give a qualified opinion, we'll give a qualification. Nowadays I don't take stress. Rather, I come to the point very clearly that we have to give the appropriate opinion, right type of opinion we have to give. So we sent a draft audit report to the director and to the key people, CEO, CFO. We said that this is a draft opinion we are giving. The moment we send a draft modified opinion, it is like a heart attack for the client. Client does not like a modified opinion. Qualified adverse opinion they don't like. The reason is that the bank will increase the interest rate. For them the case becomes very risky. The reason is that the shareholders will ask question, why auditor has given a qualification. So many factors are there. Even government can also raise a question. So qualified opinion, nobody likes it. Director said, what Oswal said, why you are giving? I said, he's not giving supporting, what can we do? Then the HR spoke to us, no, it's very confidential. Nothing is confidential in front of auditor. You have to go and disclose to your doctor, to your CA. You have to tell everything. If you're not giving the details, how do I give an opinion? So evidence, what type of evidence you're obtaining, you should be very clear. Next day the HR of the company comes to our office, he brings a briefcase, he opens, he gives the agreement letter, he shows to us, but he does not allow us to take a copy of it actually here. Now, is this acceptable? Whether it is acceptable, he says that you cannot take the copy of it actually, sir, we cannot allow you to take the copy. Is this acceptable? What shall we do in this case? Because whatever audit you have done, you require some supporting. Actually, did you check this? He's saying that no, don't obtain any kind of photocopy or something. We cannot give you any picture by camera, something we cannot allow. It's very confidential. Then what happened? We also we said, okay, fine, no problem. We'll obtain a written representation from you. Written representation is a statement given by the management to the auditor confirming certain facts. So we said, okay, fine. You give your letterpad of the company. You give me a written representation. I noted down all the details and everything, and I said, okay, no problem for us. So okay, fine. You give me a written representation as well. So these certain things we have to do it. Certain things, see, all the time we cannot push the client. And sometimes we have to also take the steps. At the same time, we safeguard us. What is written representation? Written representation is a necessary audit evidence. It is not a sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. It is a necessary audit evidence. Who gives it? It is given by the client to the auditor. What we call it as a management representation letter or a written representation letter. I went to one mosquito repellent company, and there what happened, we were doing the physical inventory count. As we were doing the physical inventory count, so this mosquito repellent company, they use lot of coconut powder. I was not aware. Coconut powder is something which is extensively used by this company, and they had, what you can say, imagine this building, some 25 buildings of this much floor, they are having that much coconut powder. From one length to other length, you will see only coconut powder, but it is in the gunny bag. And see what happens, for example, if you see in villages, and too much mosquito is there, they will burn the coconut shell. So coconut has got its own advantages actually. For example, the oil is a very good antiseptic and other things. So these things will not come out. See, for example, you use salt to brush your teeth in night, so you will not get any smell in your mouth like that. It's very good. But if you tell these MNCs no, but now they make a toothpaste with what says salt inside, charcoal inside, they will tell our own story to us. First they will laugh at us, then they will apply our own formula. So now what happened, he said that this much coconut powder, how do I check? How do I verify? Even if I do swimming inside the coconut powder, I will not come to know. So I said, give me a written representation. I can see the existence, but I want a written representation. To strengthen the existing audit evidence, we obtain a written representation. But can we obtain written representation on obvious things? Example, on bank statement, on bank account, can we obtain written representation? So yes members, what do you think? Where there are obvious things, there you cannot obtain a written representation. There you need to obtain the proper audit evidence only. There it cannot be replaced. Say example, related party. Who is a related party in the company? How do I come to know? You please give me a written representation of that. So, for example, subsequent event, going concern, fraud. There are some areas where you should obtain a written representation, and it should be near the audit report date. So, evidence basically, as I highlighted, that we obtain supporting document. Generally, I tell the article that see, these are the items in the balance sheet and P&L. You ask the client, this is the item, okay, say you are quoting some amount, what is the evidence for this? Give me supporting for all this document. This is how we frame the article, that for every item in the balance sheet P&L, you ask for evidence, you ask for the supporting. This is how we go. Okay, you have mentioned property, plant, equipment as 5 crore. Okay, give me supporting for this. What is the supporting that is available? That is what will help us. Now in this case, a statutory audit of A Limited by B, an investigation revealed that significant financial irregularity and overvaluation of inventory of 18.93 crores in soya seed and 13.3 crores in paddy. The auditor failed to verify the existence and valuation of this inventory and did not adequately audit the related party transaction or assess the impairments. So there was a charge that auditor has not checked the existence of the inventory as well, and that's the thing there. Now look at the reason what auditor has given. Auditor said that I have obtained management representation, that is written representation I have obtained. I have just checked the records of inventory valuation. I had time constraints and there were resource limitations. This is the statement auditor is making. Generally this statement we will also make, that we can't check 100% of the inventory, we are checking part of the inventory. we are not doing 100% check. So what is happening? The NAFRA is not listening. NAFRA said, why you did not do this? You were supposed to do it. You cannot say you have resource limitation. You cannot say that I don't have people to do the checking or don't have time. This kind of, like say, LKG school, LKG students, reason you cannot give. Today it's going to rain, that's why I'm not going to school. This kind of things is unacceptable. NAFRA says, you don't give me this kind of justification. I will not accept it. So NAFRA said that auditor has to obtain sufficient and appropriate audit evidence to provide reasonable assurance. Just taking management representation will not do. Management representation is not a quality evidence. It is just, there should be some evidence, it will support that evidence. But just taking a representation and completing the audit will not help us. That is what it is highlighted here. So the evidence he obtained was insufficient. Now in this case, what has happened? There is a non-compliance of SCA 200. Now this was a case of a CL audit where the auditor was penalized 5 lakh rupees and 1 year debarment from audit or any related services to audit. So he was debarred for 1 year. This is a scenario actually here. So what is happening? I was having discussion with here, Vivek is sitting here. I was telling that, see, there are challenges actually. Say example, say acceptance and continuance of client relationship we should do. We should do an ACCR. ACCR means it's very important that when you onboard the client, acceptance and continuance of client relationship should be done. But Vivek asked a very logical question. Sir, what about, how do you know that this client is right or wrong? It's a very logical question he has asked actually here. So what happens is that, but we have to take a leap of faith here. We have to take a call, okay, that what this client is doing. Say example, you tell the client that this is a tax you will have to pay. He says, okay, we'll pay the tax. No, he tells that, okay, anything, tax planning can be done. Yes, it can be done. But if you do out of the way, then this client is not ethical. He's not at all ethical. One German-based company, they got a penalty notice of 5 crores. The officer asked that you pay 25 lakhs, we'll remove that penalty notice. They said, we don't promote corruption. We don't give any bribe actually, we don't follow bribe. Then say, I cannot do anything. Next day the company paid 5 crores as penalty. They did not even question, they say, okay, we'll file a case. See, this is what the companies are expecting. So acceptance and continuance of client relationship is very, very important, very pertinent actually. Is the client ethical? There itself 50% of your job is done, 50% of job is completed. And the balance sheet which are like having lot of loans. One company had 120 crore turnover and 120 crore loan it is having. I said, I will not take up this audit. I straight away rejected. Turnover is matching the loan amount. Who is giving you that much loan? This bank loan, that bank loan. Are they checking the balance sheet or what? And definitely you will end up selling your asset or you will be shutting down your company. This is what is happening. Your turnover is matching the loan amount. So highly leveraged companies we should avoid. Where the company, the promoter has a bad let's say reputation, we should avoid. That's the thing here. In this age where you have LinkedIn, where you have Facebook, where you can do a lot of research, you can always find out about a person. Recently what happened, a marriage proposal came for a girl in Maharashtra. I don't know how many members are aware. Yes sir, Madhukar sir? The CIBIL score, right Madhukar sir? The girl rejected the proposal because the CIBIL score of the groom was low. Now in that earlier matching the Jatakam, this was the thing, and we were watching the movies of 80s and 90s where the hero will go to heroine's house and the family will sing a song, this lady will sing a song, the hero will become flat, and that's how it is actually. But now it is different, it is extremely different actually here. And here what is happening is that they are asking about the civil record, they are asking about the medical reports. See, things are changing, things are becoming more digital and more transparent. So that is what we have to do, acceptance and continuance of the client relationship. I would like to call an youngster on the stage. This yourself. Yes, come. Yes, come on the stage. Mike.
What's your name?
The name is Srish.
So, which year you qualified?
2020.
You're practicing now?
Yes.
Okay. We'll do one skit. Just relax. Forget that you're an auditor now. Okay. What's your name? Sorry? Sirish. Now imagine Sirish. Sirish is not Sirish, but it's Sirish Bhai from Dubai. Okay. Keep the mic down, Sirish. Now just hold the gun like this. Come on. We have Sirish Bhai from Dubai. And now can you take up the audit of this kind of clients? Come on, yes. If you take the P&L balance sheet, what will say income from sale of ganja 50 crores, then smuggling money received 100 crores. Can we take up this kind of client? Sirish, come closer. Now put a gun on my head and say sign the audit report. Now he'll say sign the audit report. I'm already shivering. Should I sign the audit report? Come on, should I sign the audit report? Yes sir, no. Yes sir, no. Yes sir. Correct, yes only. Correct, I will not be yes sir. So, we can't have such kind of client. That's the thing actually. One client, he came and he was speaking to construction client. He was talking in Kannada. Oswal sir, ಇದು sign ಮಾಡ್ಬಿಡಿ. ಇಲ್ದ್ರೆ ನಿನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ actually. ನಿನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ, use the word, ನಿನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಿನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. I was like saying, all my heart came in. See, we are not like that thing, one punch you give and you'll fall down. We are not Jackie Chan and thing. I said, sir, what is this language, sir? Names are they are all little arrogant. They don't know how to talk and other thing. And sir, you have to certify this. I said, I cannot do it. Then he said, and then after 2 hours he gets one certification from somebody and comes and shows me, see, we have done it. Okay, good sir, good for you, but I will definitely not sign. Where first think about yourself, then think of others. Your best friend will come. My best friend came with his relative. He told, because you have to put the signature here, you have to certify. His son was going some Australia, somewhere he was going abroad actually. So you have to put the signature of this. I said, okay. So they have to show some net worth of the value of the asset. This is the value of asset they have. So there is somebody relative here in India who is, like say, having lot of liquidity and funds so that this person can go to Australia. When I went through the record of the relative, he was having properties in crores. So I said, sir, you will have auditor already. You will have an auditor, sir, actually. So why are you coming to me? No, my auditor is very busy. I said, what? Why am I sitting on the road actually for you? No, it's very busy. That's why I come to you. I said, sir, I will not say. I don't know the case properly. How do I sign it? So what happens? See, I know that getting a client is a challenging thing actually. The initial days of practice is not easy. Somebody comes, okay, but somebody tells you to do something. What will you do? Other day, my student called me. He's getting inquiry from CA Institute. He has just qualified 2 years back. What is the problem? He has signed some document related to a Chinese-based company where the promoter are Chinese. And they are inquiring with him actually. I said, you should don't step in. How will you take it? That is why I request all the members, ACCR, acceptance and continuance of client relationship is always a universal thing. We have to follow that. Otherwise, it will be a challenging situation for us. Thank you very much. Give a round of clap to him. Thank you very much. Now, when you're conducting an audit, there should be an adherence to the standards on auditing. I don't know how many of us we are reading the standards on auditing, that's the thing here, okay? But standards on auditing, at least certain standards, I request members which are very important. Say for example, SA 500 audit evidence, which is very regular, SA 520 article procedures, some standards, SA 240 on fraud. There are some couple of 10 standards which are there actually here, which at least you should have a grip with that because it will be repeated to you, that's the thing here. So there are majority, some of the standards, say example SA 402, which deals with service organization when the operations are outsourced. Very rare actually you'll have a client of such sort, very less clients you'll have such sort. So there you can think actually, okay, which are the standards I can apply. Say example, SA 200 is important for you. 230 is important for you, audit documentation. 220, quality control, which talks about acceptance and continuance of client relationship. This is very important. SA 500 is important. SA 520 analytical procedures. SA 580 written representation, audit report standard. When you're drafting the audit report, please understand that whether I have got all the evidence and then only the signing has to be done. Today, the problem for specifically auditor is section 147. Many auditors are not signing the financial statement of a company. What is 147 of the Companies Act? Suppose say there is a contravention in the provision of Companies Act by the auditor, then the auditor will be penalized like say 4 times the remuneration or say 25,000 to 5 lakhs. This is the penalty. And if this is an intentional contravention by the auditor, then the penalty is what? 8 times the remuneration of auditor. 8 times the remuneration of auditor or like say from 50,000 to 25 lakhs, whichever is lower, plus 1 year imprisonment, plus reimbursement of damages to promoters, reimbursement of damages to what you can say to the shareholders and suppliers. Why should I reimburse the damage to suppliers and shareholders as an auditor? What is this? And then they kept on telling that you have to refund your audit fees also. Go to jail, refund your audit fees, reimburse the shareholders. Then I suggest that why don't you add one more provision that transfer of all personal property and give us one plate, we'll sit in Hinjura and do Ammatai. Many auditors are going back from the audit area. It's creating a headache. That's the thing here. But that is what is the opportunity for us actually, that if you do audit completely as per SA standards on auditing, then you will not have any issue. That's the thing actually here. I always use standards on auditing to protect myself. First I have to protect myself, then I will think of others. That's the thing actually. Sometimes we give a qualification, we tell the director, I'm giving qualification, you are not given this detail. So something will happen, they may come and ask you a question, but it safeguards me. So first, please protect yourself. Don't just sign any document just like that. We have to ask relevant questions. Now here, what happens here, a chairman of Zeal and promoter SL Group, they issued a letter of comfort to Yes Bank. The letter committed Zeal's 200 crore FD as collateral to the loan extended to SL Green Mobility Limited. Now what has happened here, Yes Bank, what they have done, they have closed this 200 crore loan and adjusted whatever dues which were there from the 7 entities which belongs to the promoter. It belonged to the promoter. So this, whatever letter of comfort was there, 200 crore of FD, was towards SL Green. But what Yes Bank has done is that there was some default from the promoters. So they have adjusted all this 200 crores to those dues and liabilities, to settle the liabilities of the promoter-linked entities. Now, there was no proper authorization for the same. The action not only violated the corporate governance norm but also resulted in the diversion of funds from Zeal Limited to the benefit of entities controlled by the promoter family. This is a universal rule. This is a universal rule everywhere. Where you have related party, your antenna should stand. It should just stand. We should stop. We should not straight away certify. I tell all my audit people that related party, please stand. Example, holding company transferring the money to subsidiary company. Documentation is there, supporting is there, resolution is there, purpose, why it is being transferred. You have to question the question. Otherwise, as many of us know, it will become a diversion of funds. So, you should straight away stand actually here. Indian Institute of Management, Bangalore, they conducted a survey. They said that companies which did not have related party transaction, they made more profits than companies which had related party transaction. And one of the reservoir for related party transaction will always be Reliance Industries Limited notes to accounts. Oh my God, it runs into 5-6 pages. But I request members to download and read it, how they describe the related party. Almost 300-400 companies, they have subsidiaries where related party transactions are there. So, is it done in an ordinary course of business, in a normal course of business? Is it as per the business rationale? Lot of things will come. So, moment you see that there is no related party transaction, you are safe. Moment you see there is no loans in the company, okay, you are safe. Then lot of background check you have to do. Just like that, signing will not help us. So here, most of the frauds which has happened, if you see last 10 years, 15 years, all diversion of funds to the related party companies. The auditor contended that transaction in question were adequately disclosed in the financial statement. They obtained necessary confirmation from third parties. I have obtained confirmation, I have disclosed, but now NAFRA what it says that they argued that their audit procedure were in line with the applicable standard, no material misstatement. NAFRA says that no, why you did not use your skepticism? Why you did not highlight that this is wrong? They are asking to check the propriety of the transaction. Whether this transaction should have been entered in the first place, why you allowed this, why it was not, you're just disclosing that we have done the procedure. We have done the procedure, but now standards will not help you. Unless and until you question why, and you put in the report, you highlight in the report, we don't agree with this, this is something inadequate information, it is not correct, you have to highlight as an auditor. They're asking to go one step ahead. So even SA 200 says that if it is required for the skepticism to go beyond the standards of auditing, you should go. This is something an eye-opener. Even though auditor gave a disclaimer of opinion, Nafra says you are wrong. Why you did not highlight that fraud? Why you did not tell it is a fraud? So we are getting scared. Okay, the moment we mention the fraud, gone, audit will go for a toss. But your career is more important than whatever it is actually, that one single audit. That is what actually here. I always remember the words of Arthur Anderson, think straight and talk straight. That's it. The one-to-one you talk. You don't want to do this, you don't want to do this. In Ahmedabad, one advertisement was given. We want 85-year-old chartered accountant as a partner. Why? Why? Sign the financial, sign all risky balance sheet. Look at the way our members will, I don't know what to tell actually here. Why you want such a partner? I was wondering, oh, good, you're a person with wisdom, knowledge. Nothing. Adala yenilla. Whatever kachra balance sheet they want to get it signed. That's the thing here. Good is there, bad is there. But there are CAs who are extremely successful going in the path of integrity. So it's not like that actually here. If you think short gains and short gains will come, that's the thing actually here. First year, client will come, he will tell, hey, too much profit, auditor will go and reduce the closing stock, he will do some changes in the closing stock. Hey, kya magic kiya, auditor sahab, super. Next year, the client, he will come and he himself will make the changes actually. See, what message we are giving actually here? Are we chartered accountant, are we chartered adjustment accountant? We have to really, we should not get into that mode actually, that we have to really be, okay, that's the thing here. In the parameter of law, let us do anything. But let us not go out of the way, that's the thing here. Let us not think, okay, this is something I've done great, nobody will catch hold of me. All those things will not help us. That's the thing actually here. So now the auditor firm had to pay penalty of 2 crores. So they are telling that, sir, we are disclosing the fact actually there is a diversion, that the fund actually they have taken, we are getting the confirmation. They said nothing doing. You have not acted as per the propriety of the transaction. Why you did not get the confirmation of the transaction? So engagement partner was penalized 10 lakhs, debarred for 5 years. EQCR was fined for 5 lakhs and debarred for 3 years. That's the thing actually here. And one CEO was complaining to me, all big audits are going to listed companies like PwC, Deloitte, it's going to them. It is not coming to us. I said, yes, they have that kind of bandwidth. They have some 2,000 CS sitting with them actually here. We don't have that bandwidth, it does not come to us. It's okay, fine. So, if it is going to Big 4 or Big 5 or Big 6, it's okay, fine, no problem. Do you have that bandwidth? Do you have that system? And that is why they take what about professional liability insurance. That is one insurance they take up and keep it with them. So, okay, some contingency happens, it can be taken. That's the thing here. But what about the debarment you will do? That 1 year debarment, 5 year debarment. What will you do with that? That is where you have to be very careful. Then the audit risk. Audit risk is nothing but risk of material misstatement. What is risk of material misstatement? It is a combination of 2 risks. Risk means problem. See, there are 2 types of problem, inherent risk and control risk. I told you that now we are in the age of risk-based audit. Risk-based audit means you find out what are the risks in an organization, what are the different risks which we come across, what is the control, and accordingly you increase your procedures, you enhance your procedure, and that's the thing actually here. I always observe the control environment of the organization. 6 months, 1 year you work with the company, you understand that. I tell the client, this is GST, this is a liability that is coming. I say, okay, pay. You have to pay, you have to make the payment. That's the thing actually here. So what happened by looking at, and I keep this on a high honest ACCR, acceptance and continuance of client relationship. This is very, very important for us. So if the client is ethical, then what happens that these kind of challenges will not come. Let me just demonstrate this practically. I want some 4 people to come on the stage. Any 4 CAs come on the stage? Anybody come up? Please come on the stage. Any 4 CAs? request you to come on the stage. Anybody actually, youngster, anybody, my seniors, contemporaries, peers, come on, anybody, please come on the stage. Yes, please, yes. Yes, sir. Two more people, yes, two more people. It's okay, yes. You want to come? Come, please come. One more person, yes. Oh, great. So request members to introduce themselves. Please come, members. Yes, please come. Yeah.
Prakash is practicing chartered accountant at Chandra Street.
Prakash happens to my very close friend. Thank you, Prakash. Yes.
I am Amritesh Durga, chartered accountant, practicing since 2006.
2006, great, sir.
Sabir Khan, practicing since 2012.
Yeah.
I am Kishore, practicing chartered accountant since 2012.
22, great. So just forget that you're a CA. We have some characters, okay? So now I am the, what you can say, the finance manager. I am the finance manager of a company, okay? And what's your name? Sabir. Sabir plays a role of a director. He's an extremely ethical director, actually, an extremely ethical director, okay? And yeah. And you, sir, he plays the role of my junior manager. So I'm a senior finance manager, he's a junior finance manager. You play a role of GST officer, okay, some GST officer. And you play a role of, what you can say, don't mind her, a pregnant lady. What come on? An accountant, actually, is a pregnant lady. Okay, that's the thing. Look at the thing, look at the scenario here. Okay, so I am a senior finance manager then.
Yes.
Accountant, okay, accountant who's a pregnant lady, okay. Now look at the scenario actually. Yes, please come forward, director. Take the mic. So you're asking me today what is the meeting? Is asking me.
So what's the meeting for today?
Sir, today's schedule is this one. This is the schedule. Is that you have to meet the minister at 11 o'clock, then you have another meeting at 3 o'clock, sir. Okay, sir? Fine. So now my junior manager, he will come and he will tell that there is a GST notice. Come on. Yes. Mike.
So there is a GST notice.
Madhukar sir, yes. I want one more character, yes. Madhukar sir, yes. Yeah. So there's a demand of 5 crores in the company. Yeah.
I'll ask you the senior.
Yeah.
So what is this, sir?
Oh, again, demand considered, sir. Okay. Demand. So, okay. Sir, now handle Martin, sir. Okay. So now, Ogappa, you go and talk to that junior, the GST officer and do some adjustment. Just sit down. Yeah. Now, conversation between the junior finance manager and the GST officer.
Sir, ಇದೊಂದು ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಇದೆ 5 crores. ಏನಾದರೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ
ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ
ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವೇ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಳಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ರೀಸನಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ.
So quote some amount.
5 ಇದೆ. ಇದು ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಬಂದು ಯಾವಾಗ 2 months ಬ್ಯಾಕ್, ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೇರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ 7 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಏನು ನೀವು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನೀವು ಇವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ನೀವು
ಏನೋ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್, ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ, ಆಗಲ್ಲ, ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಏನಾದರೂ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿ.
ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಮೇಲಿರ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ನೋಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಟಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿ ಫಸ್ಟು
You come and then you're coming in the room, yeah.
ಒಂದು 5 ಕೋಟಿ ಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಒಂದು 2 crores ಅಷ್ಟು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಪೆನಾಲ್ಟಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು
ನೀವೇ ಸರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂದರೆ
ಅವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು 1 crore ಮಾಡೋಣ.
1 crore 20 lakhs ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಟಲ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ತುಂಬ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಯು ಕಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್. Sir, notice we have approached the officer and he has agreed for 2 crore rupees settlement, sir.
ಏನು ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಇದೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ಸರ್.
You tell I will not pay price. You tell I will not pay price. I will not pay anything.
ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಅಪೀಲ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ, ಬೇರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಗೋ ಟು ದ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್
No, you don't know anything about the GST. You tell I will not pay price.
I will not pay the price.
You tell I will call my auditor.
Call my auditor and
You calling Madhukar sir? Yes. Yes.
Okay. ಸರ್ ಬನ್ನಿ ಸರ್, ನೋಟಿಸ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡಿ.
Now if you observe the control environment here, if you see the finance is unethical, entire finance is unethical practices they are doing, wrong entries they are passing, then you can't have such kind of client. Definitely you have to question what kind of accounting they are doing. If they are doing at this level, some adjustments they are doing. That is a real challenge and real problem. Now Madhukar sir is telling, if you tell I will handle the notice, don't worry, we don't have to pay single money.
Okay. Nothing to worry. I think we can handle this case. I'll look into it. Don't worry.
Forward GST service. Now you're telling why should we pay you nothing? So it's not no notice actually. He's telling you he'll not pay anything, nothing to be paid actually.
Nothing is there in this. Why do you demanding so much?
So 5 crore is there.
5 crore is there, but nothing is there. You have sent a notice. We will reply for it. Don't worry. We will furnish the reply to your satisfaction and we will look into it.
ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್, ಇವಾಗ ನಾನೇನು 73 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಿವಸ ಆದರೆ 74 ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ.
ಕಳಿಸಿ, ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. Okay, you go ahead. No problem.
So now the auditor gets a zero demand order actually here and he goes to the director. Director come forward, yes, and he's zero demand order he has given actually. So yeah, go ahead.
ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಝೀರೋ ಆಗಿದೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ.
Director, you're calling me, see what auditor magic he has done. Yes.
ಸರ್ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್, ಆಡಿಟರ್ ಝೀರೋ ಡಿಮಾಂಡ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಕಳಿಸಿ ಕಟ್ಟಿ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದು?
ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ auditor. Oh, good, great auditor we are having, sir. Great auditor we are having. We should retain the auditor. Okay, sir. Now scene number 2, the pregnant accountant actually here is. She's asking for a leave actually here. So look at the scenario. Asking for a leave actually. Yeah, come forward. What's your name?
My name is Kishore.
Kishore. So I'll change your name to Kishore. Don't mind Kishore. Kishore. Yenama Kishore. What is how accounting is going on there?
Going fine, sir.
Tell me.
I want to leave for maternity.
Ilama kodakagala actually. We can't leave the maternity leave. Kodakagala.
No, sir.
Audit is coming, or Madhukar sir is coming actually. I can't give you leave. What is this?
My family, they're not sending me to office, sir. From tomorrow onwards, I want to leave, sir.
No. In the office, we'll make arrangement of doctor. We'll go with arrangement here only actually. Okay.
I'll attend my home work from home only, sir. If any emergency is there, so that
You lose the job. I'll throw you out of the job. So now, is it a good environment, good treatment to the employee? Toxic environment, aggressive environment, insensitive in nature, completely insensitive in nature. Definitely the control environment is collapsed. That's the thing here. Where employees are happy, employees are cooperating, open, discussing, not ill-treated, in such case actually here you find the organization is very good. That is why one thing very important is understanding the business of the client. Please spend 1 or 2 days with the client. Don't rush into audit. Sit with the client, understand his business, thoroughly document his business. That is very much important here. What is the client behavioral aspect? All these things you have to understand. A good and rich environment helps you that, okay, people are ethical, when the people are right, what happens? The possibility of the risk, any kind of risk happening will lower to a very substantial level. Some call we have to take, we have to observe, okay, director, any other person actually, what are their, the remarks, what is their reputation in the market. All these things matters a lot actually. LinkedIn matters a lot nowadays. Facebook matters a lot actually. So you have to go around and understand the environment of the client business. Now this is unacceptable. This kind of arrangement within the company is unacceptable. So when we talk to the directors also, we tell that first of all, we don't advise in this direction, and please don't look into this direction also. So that is the most important thing whenever we are conducting any audit actually, understanding the business of the client. I did 15 days payroll audit of a software company during articleship, and I submitted the report to my boss. In 5 minutes, he threw the report in the dustbin because I observed that 90% of the employees are coming late. 9 o'clock is the timing, they are coming at 11 o'clock. He just threw the report in the dustbin. He said, useless work you have done. 15 days job. I felt really sad, sir. What is this, sir? So much big report I have prepared. Bigger the size of the report, is directly proportional to the happiness of the auditor. So we feel happy, oh, this much observation we have made. He said, you have not understood, this is a software company. They run on targets and projects. You can't just give me some observation, he is coming late, that person is coming late. But the same thing is very much relevant for a manufacturing company where timing of the client is very much important. Okay? So these aspects, so please give honors on understanding the client's business. Give a round of applause to all the members. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
The auditor has not mentioned what is his fees.
I will send the
Shiva, yes. Somebody give me 100 rupee note. Come on, 100 rupee note. Is 100 rupee note? Yes. 100 rupee. 100 rupee. No, 100. 100. Very good. Then 200. 200. 500. Come on, 500. 500. Come on. 500. Anybody 500? You have 500. 2,000 you have. 1,000, sir. 1,000. 1,000. I don't know, 500 would be 2 notes. You have, sir? Sir, I think you give it. I can't even. I have only. Okay. 2,000 rupees cash, debit card, credit card acceptable. PIN number I will take later. Come on. 2,000 cash. Debit card. How much balance? How much balance? How much balance?
Only OTP.
OTP, that's it. Okay, 2,000 cash, 2,000 cash. Any members? 2,000 cash? Yes? 2,000, 5,000? No members are ready to give. Everybody has money but does not want to give. Yeah.
What for?
This money will not come to you. Auditing fund I am creating. Sir, what's your name? Yes. How much you will contribute? 0. No? Okay, yes. Anybody, any members? Yes? Yeah, Madhukar sir, sit down. I'll give you this time. Don't worry, sir. As I increase the numbers, 5,000, 10,000, what happens? It becomes material in nature. It becomes important. So either we don't want to give the money or we don't have it actually, like that's the thing. What is materiality? An item is said to be material which influences the economic decision of the user of the financial statement. I still remember a company's turnover was around, like say 1,000 crore, and materiality will be what? Come on, 0.5% of 1,000 crore, which will be like say 5 crore. I was doing articleship, and they had not recorded that 15,000 rupees, some expenses they have not recorded. I started arguing with that finance manager. They said, look, you have not recorded 15,000 rupees, it is such a big amount. He started laughing on me. For a company of 1000 crore, 0.5%, that is 5 crore is material. I say 3 crore is material. But 15,000 is it material? I said it is 100 times my stipend. My stipend at that time was 150 rupees per month. It is 100 times my stipend, you are not recorded. He started laughing. To our toilet cleaners, we are paying 1,000 rupees per month. What do you think? You want to change your job or what? Full shape out he did actually. Sri Ram, etc. So I said, then my boss had to call me. He scolded me actually. He scolded me for two things. One, for disclosing the stipend, and the other one is what, come on, argue with the client. For disclosing the stipend, he scolded me for 2 hours actually like that. But now the client came to know what is the return on investment, all those things. So what happens, for our point of view, it is material. That's the thing actually here. But from their point of view, it is not material. That's the thing here. Example, say you're doing audit of a Reliance Industries which is having a turnover of like say 10 lakh crores. For 10 lakh crores, my dear members, 10 lakh crores is not at all, say you take 0.5% of 10 lakh crore, which will be what you can say 5,000 crore. So for okay, we'll reduce the maturity level to say 0.25%, 2,500 crore. 2,500 crore, any misstatement is not material for them, but it is material for us. So we have to change our perspective, what clients we are handling. Maturity level, I always request that, always try to keep a lower percentage. 100% we can't check, but at least a lower percentage we can keep it. That's the thing here. Sir, who paid this money? Your card? 100 rupees only. 200 also.
Thank you for returning.
Then, the responsibility of the management is for preparation of financial statement, internal control maintenance, providing the auditor the necessary records actually here. So that is the thing actually here. And the responsibility of the auditor is what you can say compliance with the standards on auditing, obtaining a reasonable assurance and reporting on the financial statement. So we have a different responsibility. So management responsibility is to prepare the financial statement, to maintain the internal control, and responsibility of the management auditor is that to give a reasonable assurance, obtain a reasonable assurance that whether these financial statements are prepared as per the applicable financial reporting framework. Now, one of the very new areas which is coming up is that preparation of financial statement as per Ind AS actually. How if you're doing that, come on, that activity is preparation of financial statement as per Ind AS. This is one very good opportunities for our upcoming auditors. It's a good thing actually here. So, what we call it as a compilation engagement, where our job is only to prepare the financial statement. So where we are auditor, we are not supposed to prepare the financial statement. That's the thing here. In ACC exam Europe, they are not giving a single question of preparation of balance sheet and P&L. Question was raised to them that why are you not giving any financial statement? Why are you not giving preparation of financial statement? ACCA said that no, because ERP takes care of it. It is already prepared. So what is there to prepare? Rather, let us apply the concept actually, whether this standard is applicable or not, this disclosure is correct or not. So sometimes the examination parameters also are different, and this may also change for our institute. Now, Diwan Housing Finance Limited, they highlighted that the engagement partner accepted an appointment letter. There was no approval of board of directors and shareholders. The appointment of auditor was done without the compliance of section 139. Again, they said that auditor has not acted with professional competence and due care. He has not used any professional competence and due care. His appointment has been done, but there is no compliance of what you can say SA 200. That there is no highlighted about this. That's the thing actually here. Okay. So there was no approval of board, there was no approval of the members, and his appointment is done in this manner. Even it is a professional misconduct when your appointment is not done as per the Chartered Accountant Act 1949. The audit process overview. First of all, we have to apply risk assessment procedure. Risk assessment procedure means which are the areas you have problem. Risk means problem. There can be inherent risk, there could be control risk. So find out what are the problems. So for example, internal controls are not functioning properly. That you have to highlight. How is the control parameter? As I told you, the control environment in the organization speaks a lot. And then We also have the risk assessment procedure where we find out the various risks affecting the organization. Say, take example, the transactions are not at all properly authorized. The payments are done without any supporting documents. These are all various risks you may come across. And the antidote to the risk is internal control. Some of the best auditors are those who are able to validate the control. Control means it's like an umbrella. See, for example, I am the organization, I have an umbrella, I carry that umbrella with me. So now there is a rainfall. So what happens, that rainfall is like a risk, and this umbrella, it protects me. In audit firm, one of the biggest risks is what come on, the conveyance claimed by the article. This is one big issue which many of my friends we speak actually here. Sometimes they end up claiming excess. One case, what happened, one of the article, we had some work in Calcutta, so we booked a train ticket actually here. This was long back, 15 years back. So we booked a train ticket for first class. This guy, what he has done, he has gone and cancelled the ticket and he has booked second class ticket. So cancelled ticket 2,500, 100 rupees got cancelled and he got 2,400. Then he booked the second class ticket for 800 rupees. Sri Ramachandra. Now, when we cannot protect the problem in our firm itself, what we will talk about outside firm? So then what happened? This happened 3-4 times, and some mistake happens. He also, while one of the time he gave the cancelled ticket also, and he gave the second class ticket also. There he was caught, and I told that I'll pack your bags, you go. One very strong thing we keep for our firm is integrity. Integrity is must and mandatory. Sir, Tumba, he'll take a lot of time to complete the work. No problem. If he does not have integrity, he will destroy my firm. That's the thing actually here. So, risk is everywhere. We should have controls for ourselves. How to protect the organization. Detection risk. Now, detection risk is basically mainly it is applicable to the auditor. Because what happens here, auditor fails to apply proper audit procedures. I was talking about the two auditors, Veera and Mahavira. Mahavira, he will sign any document without checking, and Veera, he will take the document and put in the file and forget. What is next to be done, he does not check. So please understand that because I don't apply proper audit procedures, one auditor, he was saying that I have limitation of resource, limitation of staff, that's why I could not do anything. That kind of thing should not happen. Then we have the limitations, inherent limitations of an audit actually here. When we talk about the inherent limitations of the audit, sometimes the audit fails. Why audit fails? It's because of the nature of financial reporting. Financial reporting means accounting. Accounting is made of two things, accurate and estimate. Accurate numbers and estimate numbers. Say example, provisions, contingent liability, they are all estimate. And for example, say sale, purchase, they are all accurate. Okay, so our life is also made of two things, accurate item and estimate item. How much water is there in this glass? Accurate or estimate? Accurate, you can tell accurately. What is the distance between institute and your house? Accurate. How many hands you have? Accurate. How many trees are there in this road? Accurate. How many trees are there in Bangalore? Estimate. How many people are there in Bangalore? Estimate. How many people are there in this room? Accurate. So life is like that. So accurate and estimate. So in our financial statement also, estimate is a big issue. That is provision. For an electronics company, the provision was made for what you can say some amount. It was made for some amount, like say they made a provision for warranty, the warranty sales. They made around 21 lakhs. My article said no, it should be 9 lakhs. So there was an argument started between the article and the finance manager. I was sitting there and I know that from many years I am seeing that provision is one area, contingent liability is one area which will take a lot of time. So I was sitting there watching my mobile and let them argue, let them fight. Snake, when it will first bite, it will have a lot of anger. Second bite will have a lot of anger. And third bite, it will become very tired. So let them, these two guys fight over a period of time, then I will enter and I will close the matter. They were arguing. I was also observing. Then I was like looking at the mobile and I was thinking, suddenly what happened after 1.5 hours, the finance manager is saying that you are a brainless person. He told the article you are brainless. Especially age 14 to 28, among youngsters it's the age of cholesterol. They get triggered so very fast. They get angry very soon, they get upset very soon. They believe people very soon, they become emotional very soon, and they form the judgment very soon. It's normal for them. That you have to be very careful. He triggered, how can you call me brainless? What is this? And he said, you are brainless, your parents are also brainless. What happened to the finance? I don't know. He used that word. Your parents are also brainless to have a child like you. Thapad, he went and he slapped the finance. One thapad he gave. Now I was like in mobile and suddenly I got a shake of my life. I stood up and I already had slapped. We had blood, that boiling blood, what he will do. And I ran, I pulled that article back actually here, said, sir, Bidi sir, actually, how will he go home? And the boiling out, coming out actually. And I took him to the other room, he's shouting on the top of the voice. And what happened was not correct. And whose mistake it was? My mistake only, yes. No, my mistake only, 100%. I should have been alert there. And when they are raising the voice, I should have been in the meeting. So body present, mind absent, that kind of situation. So now what happened, I went to the other room, the director is telling, what is this Oswal sir? So I said, sir, he's a young kid, you cannot talk to him like this. Then you call him, if I call him again he'll give one slap, I don't know. Then see that it's an age of wet cement, the impressions are strong. If he hates you, he'll hate you throughout the life. That is very important. Then I said, sir, we'll cancel the meeting. So provision and contingent liability is one area, one big area where a lot of arguments will happen. I mean, they will not agree so easily. They will argue with you now why it is like this, why it is like that. So it's because of the nature of financial reporting. Sometimes audit fails. You can't do anything. You have to highlight that. See, it is not in my hand. Accuracy of an accurate number is in my hand. But when it comes to provision and contingent liability, we cannot tell. In one company, they made a provision of tax for 3 crores, but when the time the tax they had to pay it was 7 crores. I said that there is a management bias. How much? What is this bias actually here? You are making a provision for 3 crores, you are making tax payment of 7 crores. What is this? So somewhere something is wrong in your estimation process. Then second one is constraints on the audit procedures. Audit procedures are not investigative in nature. That's a problem here. We don't have that investigating power. We cannot put a pressure on the client, give all the details. So we can tell them, request them. That's a problem here. And time and cost limitation. How many of you have client on 30th September, he'll come at evening, 6 o'clock, he'll come in evening and tell, complete my audit. Come on. Okay, don't even raise that limit. There are clients who will come exactly on 30th September, 7 o'clock evening he will come. And you will have an article and you will give a pumping to him. You have to complete the audit in time. And that article will be working actually like that. In 5 hours the audit will be over. Will we give the quality of the audit? What is the time you have given? I said, no sir, we cannot take up the audit actually here. But that audit also goes by 11 o'clock, 11:55, let's say PM, about that time is going and the return gets filed. And the way articles, it jumps with joy. How many of you find written in last 5-10 minutes? Come on, raise your hand. You know that kick, adrenaline kick, what you get is superb, excellent. 5 hours setting up an audit madakagutte. Why don't we send them back actually like that? That guy also takes you granted. Next time on Mohammed Gade barta hai. So quality will not be there, audit will fail. Inherent limitation is what? The nature of financial reporting, constraints in audit procedure and time and cost limitation. Okay. So with this, my dear members, I will conclude my discussion actually here. Any doubts, any questions you are having actually here, any queries or questions you are having, you can ask me. Any doubts, any questions, any queries you are having? So thank you very much. Thank you for having me here. Thank you very much. Very kind of you. Thank you very much.
On behalf of Bangalore branch, I thank Mr. Vikas Oswal for an exciting session. We not only made us learn on the auditing standards, made it very interesting. And I think these kind of live sessions will actually make us more understand it more and more. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Which one? May I call upon Mr. Hegde to present a token of appreciation to our chief guest, to the speaker. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your deliberations today. Hope members.